on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do. And I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
There you go.
There it is.
Jingle, perfect.
Bussin' with the boys. Yeah, yeah. Bussin' with the boys. Yeah, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. Listen, week one is essentially in the books at this point. When this episode comes out, week one is Finn. It's done. And we get to sit here and overreact about everything, dude. That's the fun of this show. But something you should never overreact about, because it's always going to get you where you want to go, when you want to go, and how you want to get there. That's the Chevy Silverado, dude. And there's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they're the official partners of the Bussin' with the Boys family.
Is that well-known football family, the Comptons?
What's that?
Everybody listening to this ad read right now needs to buckle in, because Taylor's he's gonna take you on a nice little journey with this ZR2 Chevy Silverado. Your boy has a ZR2, not to flex, but to also flex. It is the best truck of all time. Taylor, go ahead and take it away.
Oh my God, that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make the Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a full lineup of trucks ready for whenever your off-road adventure takes you. With the Multimatic DSSV dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views. That's a lot of camera views.
It's a lot of cameras.
Does yours have 14?
Yeah, like sometimes I'll be in there and I'll just want to play the video game. And
Of
just
how
not
many
even look at the
cameras?
road. Yeah, just not even look where I'm going.
Oh, wow.
And just play the video game of the screen. It's that good.
That is dangerous, but that kind of vehicle, the crash safety rating as well on that thing,
5 stars.
you for sure going to be all right.
Yeah.
But let's make sure we don't do that everybody else. The Chevy Silverado ZR2 and the Silverado HD ZR2, a family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Head over to Chevy.com and check out Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official trucks of Bussin' with the Boys. Yeah, yeah.
Let's overreact.
Let's overreact.
Let's panic a little bit.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
Shit. Oh, we're home. Where are we sitting right now?
Nashville, Tennessee.
And should we overreact?
We can panic a little bit, maybe.
Well, I think logically or playing the game right now.
Well, I think at first we get to say it's like,
Let's play the game. Let's pretend like we're not thinking logically at all. Let's act emotionally.
Let's be in the moment whenever those 3 picks were happening and we're yelling at the fucking TV.
Ready? We're dead. We're fucking dead, dude.
God damn it.
We're gonna lose.
damn
We're gonna
it.
lose every fucking game. God, there's no way to ever come back from this, dude. There's no way to ever come back from 3 picks week 1. You might as well bury the Titans now, because it is fucking over for them, man. It's terrible.
What do? Do you
Fire everybody.
Even
the players.
Do you look at change in the QB situation?
Probably.
Do you actually? And now I'm asking.
Okay, now we're talking logically.
Now we're just talking.
Now we're not freaking out.
Yeah. Well, maybe a little freak out, but maybe a little whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a conversation.
No, I don't think you change the quarterback for a couple of reasons. One, I think Tannehill showed in the past that he can be a good quarterback. That was an abysmal game. And if Tannehill called me right now, I would tell hey, brother, that looked bad. We know during the season, during games, if it looks like someone fucked up, a lot of times there's other variables in there.
Mm-hmm.
Receivers running different routes, chemistry, timing. I thought you were going to do one thing, you did another thing. He gets hit a couple of times. Maybe he's, kind of clutching a couple times and not throwing. He's jerking that thing and he's not really throwing it.
One time he pumped and then ended up throwing it
right
deep, and it was like in double coverage.
It was in double coverage with Chig that was wide open, 10 yards away from him.
It was tough.
And it's just a bad deal. Like, can I play quarterback? No. Did Tannehill have a bad game? Yes, but the question you asked me was, do the Titans change out Tannehill? I think the answer is no, because if they thought there was a adequate backup, they would have cut Tannehill. He had no dead cap, he had no money and all that, but they obviously didn't have that. If they thought they had a cheaper value at quarterback or a cheaper price but just as good value, they would have cut Tannehill. Obviously, they don't feel that way right now. So I think Tannehill's your guy. I think Tannehill can win you games. He's proven it in the past. Was Tannehill not the quarterback when we went to the AFC Championship? Was he not the quarterback when we did that?
Was. And 12-5, 11-5
Yeah.
the last couple years.
Here's the good news, Titans fans. You have a top 5 defense. You have a good special teams. You have an offense that needs to figure it the fuck out. The chemistry with the offensive line, you could tell, was pretty shaky. I think.
What was your thought on the O line? I
thought good, not great.
Okay,
I thought average, not great.
Okay.
There was, you could just tell there were some miscues. I thought they did a decent job blocking up the run. I think there was a couple of miscues on pass protection here and there, but not what we've seen in the past in a lot of ways. I think they're going to only get better as the season goes. There's 5 guys playing together for the first time.
Yeah. 5
dudes literally trying to get in a combination with each other, run inside zone. I want to double down on this. I don't think Tannehill, I don't like, people are overreacting to Tannehill so much right now. He's going to win you games. He's going to get you in a position where we're going to be in December. We're going, hey, Titans can make the playoffs here. And this is how they make the playoffs. That's how I think this team's looking. Was that really bad? Yes. But if you go across the whole entire landscape of week 1, I think 5 teams had good games.
Yeah.
Like Cowboys had a fantastic game all around. The 49ers had probably looked the best out of any other team, even though, Cowboys put a 40 burger up there. The Cleveland Browns had a good football game, but like sloppy across the board in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it was just bad.
I think you just hate to see the sloppy play by Tannehill just on those plays that were picked off.
Yeah.
You wish there was something a little bit different where he's getting hit or something's happening. No, I can see why the overreaction is happening. However, I mean, you were bringing up a good point before we even got on here. It's like, think about that 2019 year where you start off 2-4 and literally the entire building was ready to pack it in. And then you muster out a gritty win against the Chiefs, and then you go on your run and get to the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
And week 1 football, it's like, you can't ever trust week 1 football. And at the end of the day,
can't trust week 1 football,
Yeah.
brother. You just said that was a great fucking snippet right there.
yeah, when it's like at the end of the day, the boys in the two-tone blue lost to a solid team in the Saints. They traveled, they were away, they were at the Superdome? They were at the Superdome.
Not to be confused with the Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. And they played good defense. That's why I was asking you about the O-line play, because me watching, I know it's a lot different, but me watching, I was like, man, they're doing some good things out there. They were moving the line of scrimmage a little bit. Derek was running the ball well. I know we didn't feed him a whole lot, but he was running the ball well, especially in that first half. But you do all those things, and you have 3 turnovers and only lose the game by 1 point against a good Saints team that is, again, you're at the Superdome. I know people are panicking, but at the same time, week 1 football, the boys will get it corrected. I think if anybody on that team's going to check themselves and pick up their level of play, would be a guy like Tannehill.
Yeah, no question. Tannehill's not a guy that's going to shy away from shouldering the blame with his boys in the locker room.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of doing that 8 mile, dude. You got to wrap it yourself. But you're kind of like, even if he's not the problem, because like picks, when they happen, it can be so many different variables. It could be guys in his face. It could be guys running the wrong route. It could be just a lack of timing. Like there's a whole bunch of different things other than just throwing a football.
Right.
People got to think about that a lot more. So I'm not panicking on the Titans. I know we did the joking thing before, and I hope to God, I experienced this weekend, that's not cut up the wrong way. But I'm not worried about the Titans. Jackie, as a Titans fan though, you sitting there, give me your emotional reaction to that.
I don't think there was a ton of panic from the fans, especially on Twitter and stuff like that. But Tannehill, aside the 3 picks and 2 wide open drops that could have dramatically changed the game, I think he looked like a half step slow all game, and it's week 1. So I'm hoping it's just kind of shaking off the cobwebs. But he did look different. He looks maybe a little aged, just slower. So that made me more nervous than the picks. I'm like, is he losing a step? Because he's got vertical speed. He doesn't have that sideline to sideline speed. So at some point we do have to look to the future, but I don't think it's this season. Like you said, it's week 1. They're going to give him more shots. I don't think our fan base would be happier if he was benched and we had Will Levis in. I do think at some point Will Levis is going to get his time. But yeah, it was a weird game. The first 15 points were field goals. Shout out Nick Folk,
Shout out Nick Folk.
Shout out Nick Folk, man.
Emotionally speaking, and as a fantasy football fan, I am devastated by Ryan Tannehill, because if he had thrown that ball to Chig, I would have won my first game, and I also in my other, not our fantasy league, but in our other ones, if you get low point for the week, you have to shotgun a 24-ounce beer on Thursday night on video and send it. And so not only did I lose, but I also got low point.
Yeah.
So it was tough to
Some
watch.
pros to that though. Some pros.
But I think there's better days ahead. Home game coming up this week. It is gonna be a battle though, because we got the Chargers. And yeah,
Chargers look good.
Chargers look good.
Yeah, but
and he can get some stuff figured out. You know, roll it out. Get in the gym this week. Get loose. Get agile. I think we come back and you know, we kind of put those nightmares to rest, hopefully, because the defense was awesome. It was really fun from the jump. Monty Hooker really looked good.
Set the
Dude,
tone
that
on that
first
opening
play.
kickoff,
Fucking
bro.
electric.
opening kickoff of the NFL
and
season.
In Vrabel, we trust. Like throwing that red flag, like right off the jump. I think it's hard to doubt the Titans when we have a superior coach in Vrabel. But also our D line is just outstanding. Arden Key, that addition has been awesome. I think he's going to be incredible, especially when we come into those hard divisional games against Jacksonville, where he came from. So I like our defense so much. It's like it was the only reason we were in the game. I don't think we hit the panic button even close to yet. We lost by 1 point.
Regular season doesn't start until you have a home game.
We also did cover.
Did cover.
But yeah, again, first game of the season. Hopefully next weekend we figure it out. Home game. Hopefully everybody shows out hard in Nissan. And we get a dub. We go 1-1 and we move on.
I got to give some flowers to Arden Key, because you guys, I was talking about him like I wasn't high on him when we were, coming up between camp and all that. I was not high on him.
When we picked him up?
When we picked him up, I wasn't high on him, and he showed the fuck out. Hopefully,
Why is that?
he can sustain, because I played against him, and I thought I was like,
Oh, you talking about when it was with the Raiders?
was he with the Raiders?
Yeah, he was with us. I don't know if he got hurt right before that game or not yet, because I know he ended
Maybe
up
I
getting hurt that
didn't
year.
play
Yeah,
him.
he was
Came
getting.
from
No, he came from Jacksonville. How many years was he at Jacksonville?
let's see.
Because maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
He was on Oakland with me,
Oh, was he?
and he was out there making plays.
Yeah, he was in Oakland from 2018 to 2020.
Yeah.
And then he was with the 49ers for a season and then went to Jacksonville and then now is with the Titans.
Oh, you know what? I'm
around.
thinking about somebody different. I'm thinking of that 45 kid from LSU, or that went to LSU. Smaller guy. He plays for Jacksonville now. He was a first-round pick. Chase on something. Speedy guy, but I wasn't extremely high on him. And then I got those two mixed up. He played good ball. He played good ball there. I think to expectations, we can't expect 3 sacks every single game from this guy.
No,
But-
but God,
but
if
God.
he can, he's going to be fucking first team all pro.
If he gets 3 sacks a game, we're looking at 40-something sacks this year.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got Autry, you got Jeff Simmons, you got Harold. Like when they're all lined up, like somebody's gonna have a party in the backfield.
Somebody's having.
Maybe Will, you can answer this better than I can, but I don't know much about the Saints offensive line. Like, are they a pretty routine group of guys? Are they new? I don't know anything, so I don't want to be riding this high horse that the Titans defense is possibly the best in the league, but we just played a really average O line, and that's how it kind of shakes out. I don't know.
They've got a decent experience in the middle three. The outside, the tackle guys. Trevor Penning,
Are they younger?
he broke his leg last year in camp, I believe. He was the guy that you would see in the news all the time, fighting his teammates, getting kicked out of practice and stuff like that. He was like the 16th overall pick by the Saints, and that was essentially his first start. This is essentially his rookie year. I don't know if he played a game last year or not, but I know he broke his leg or he had some sort of lower extremity injury. The guy had an abysmal game. He had a bad one, and you could see it too when he's playing the game with Key. Like, he's setting out flat first, then vertical. He's turning his shoulders. He's stepping under himself, like poor technique. And but also it's one of those things where if you're giving up that many pressures, that many sacks, that type of stuff, like after the second one, you got to start throwing chips. You got to start doing movement passes with Carr and stuff like that, because you just can't have that over and over again. So it's kind of on the Saints coaching staff. But I think the inside three is good. I thought the inside three played a decent game against the talent that the Titans had. Like I didn't see Simmons in the backfield very much. I think T.R. Tart had a couple of good plays, a couple of TFLs.
Yeah.
But I didn't see like a whole lot of like domination that we saw a couple of years ago with Simmons and Naquan Jones when they played in Nissan Stadium. But that's the Titans, dude. We should probably hit some other games as well.
We interrupt this episode to bring you Body Armor, the official water and sports drink of Bussin' with the Boys. Real hydration, real ingredients packed with electrolytes, vitamins, and nothing artificial, no BS. Body Armor has great tasting flavors like strawberry banana and blue raspberry. My personal favorite is the blackout berry, that nice black sleek design that they have on that bottle. The blackout berry is my favorite Body Armor drink of all time. And not only do we hydrate with Body Armor, but some of the best athletes in the world do as well, like Christian McCaffrey, as you guys saw already today, Joe Burrow, Ronald Acuna Jr., CeeDee Lamb, and Bryce Young. Available in stores nationwide, but you can head on over right now to the Body Armor store on Amazon and get yours today. Back to the episode.
What was the biggest surprise of the NFL weekend for y'all?
I don't know, man. It's like Cowboys putting up 40 on the Giants last night, prime time. Like, yeah, they're known to have a strong offense in the regular season. They're known to have a turnover machine of a defense, but I don't know if it was the Cowboys putting up 40 or the Giants scoring 0. If that's how surprising that is.
I think we're looking at a situation where the Cowboys aren't as good as we think and the Giants aren't as bad as we think. Like it's somewhere in the middle. Like a fucking terrible game about the Giants. A terrible game.
The Cowboys, man, they were playing some complimentary ball. Like that defense was.
They scored in all three phases.
Yeah, man.
If you have 14 points through your defense and your special teams,
like you're living good.
You're living good. And obviously, we talk about the turnover margin all again. When we'll talk about that a lot when we get to college football. But the turnover margin, if you have I think it's like, if you're -2, like you have like a 75% chance of losing the game. And if you get to -3 and more, you get in the 80s and 90%. And they were, I think, Cowboys were +3 in turnover margin. Giants were -3, and it's just like, dog, like you're not going to win games. Same thing with the Titans, which shows how good our defense is. 3 picks. I think, did we have any turnovers?
I don't know if there were fumbles.
I can't remember either.
We almost had 4 picks. Actually, we almost had 5 picks.
Yeah, like if you're looking at the Saints, they didn't play very well either. They had like one or two plays where Carr did a good job of getting it out towards the sidelines on a deeper ball when he took that hit from Al-Shir, like who's a great football player, does a boneheaded play, by the way. You never go to the head or neck area when the quarterback's outside the pocket. We all know where to go. Where do you go, Willie?
You go through the middle.
You go low. Got this.
You go through.
But I think the biggest surprise to me, yesterday, 2 teams, the Browns and then the 49ers.
Yeah.
Like we knew the 49ers were good.
The Niners surprising?
I think that kind of domination against Mike Tomlin team in Heinz Stadium is extremely surprising because everybody in the entire world, that was kind of universally the mainstream media's upset of the week. As we're looking at the Steelers year 2 for the quarterback and the wide receiver, everyone's kind of like, oh, these guys, this is going to be the year for them. And then Niners coming in like that, like traveling across the country, playing that type of a game where it's like sound football all around. Brock Purdy, who I've heard from multiple sources in the NFL, the guy's not as good as people think they are. And then they fucking go and do that. I think they're definitely up there as like one of the biggest surprises of the week. And then obviously the reason why the Niners edge out the Browns for me is like, it seems, and we should have noticed, and we should have talked about this in the S&P 500, but it seems like the Browns have had Joe Burrow's number the entire time he's been leading. I don't think he's beaten Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow's beaten him once.
Yeah, but that much control in the game, I think the Browns coming out and playing that way and getting a win that big in Cleveland, I think is a big win for Cleveland.
Look at the contrast too between how the media went. The last 5 years, we're looking at the Cleveland Browns have won the Super Bowl in the offseason, and now no one talks about the Browns at all this entire offseason, and they still got studs over there, and they've been quietly in the lab. There was a team, you said it on S&P, Tampa Bay. You said everyone's kind of counting them out, and look what they did against the Vikings.
That bummed me out.
That's probably one of the more exciting things that happened too.
Yeah,
Tampa getting a win at Minnesota.
What's the theme though? What's the common theme of all this? Turnovers. Like the turnover game is going to absolutely kill you. Kirk had what, 3 himself or 2?
Something like that.
The Vikings had 2 or 3.
It was tough to see the boys. It was tough to see the boys go down like that against.
Yeah.
Tampa. Maybe my biggest surprise of the week is Chiefs shit in the bed.
No, that's
Chiefs shitting the bed and losing the game.
But that's
against the
something
Lions.
that's a contradictory surprise because you called it.
Yeah, but we can't double down right here and talk about it even more.
You just want to fucking kick them all down. I will say, dude, that was fucking wild. I was just thinking, like, you were saying
you already
all
said
week.
that. Yeah.
You were saying all week how they're going to lose. You're like, biggest surprise of the week? My pick going through. Dude.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, I don't want to bandwagon with you, but I feel like the Jags are going to start 2-0.
Hey. Chiefs,
Yes.
I said they have a chance to start 1-5 or 1-4 in the first 5. That's going off of an 0-2 start, and they're playing a tough Jags team. I think even the Colts played solid. Like the Colts played tough football.
Colts played their best game they played this year.
You think it's only downhill from there?
Dude, Anthony Richardson already got hurt. He already got hurt. They were running him a lot. Like he got.
Is he going to be out though? Like is he hurt?
His touchdowns came from like a 5-yard run and a screen that happened. He, a well blocked screen. So I just don't see. I don't see the Colts like sustaining a good season. I think based on what we saw yesterday, Anthony Richardson is going to get hurt. I hate saying that out loud. See, a knee injury too.
I think what you see too, if he is healthy, like
they got a shot if he's healthy.
The way they were using him around the goal line, it just reminds you of kind of that Cam Newton style.
Yeah, that Cam Newton.
He's gonna get you, put the ball in his hands.
Yeah, like he looks like a more durable Lamar Jackson when he's played one game, and it's good that they say, he should be all right. Everything should be all right.
Quarterbacks, like it happened with Bryce Young coming out of the gate. He throws a pick, I think, on the first or second series. Like as good as the rookies can perform as a QB, like. The one thing you're going to notice is them staring down where they're going to go with the football.
Yeah.
Because Bryce had a good throw, but literally he just takes the safety right to him. Like those are the things that, those rookie cues. That's why I feel like Anthony did well. I mean, 24 of 37 for 223.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. Now,
just for week one, week one.
That's where, Chet Savage had a good comment about this when he was talking about the Atlanta Falcons versus the Carolina Panthers is with a rookie quarterback, you just never know what's actually going to happen. And that's why when we picked the Falcons at -3.5, it played in a big way. And you see it. And that's because, like you said, rookie quarterbacks stare down the people they're throwing it to because they're so worried. They've digested so much new information between May to now. Like they have this play call. It's a paragraph long that they have to memorize. It gets called in the earpiece, and they have to say it. They have to know where the blitz is coming. If there is a blitz, what's the protection? He's looking at the wide receivers. He's got to know those 4 routes and the coverage on top of it, and he's got to know the skill set of the defense of the DBs behind. Because sometimes there's that dog Jalen Ramsey type of DB. It's like I'm not going to throw it there. This might be my number one look, but I'm not going to go there. I might look over there and throw it out over to my left.
They might even know all of that information that you just laid out very well. By the way,
thank you.
What can go on in a rookie quarterback's mind? They can even be on top of all of it. And be like, right before the play, because they know where they're going with the football, and they'll be doing it the entire play, and just bring somebody over. It's like, oh shit, this is the league. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, and the processing of information has to be so much quicker than it was in college,
right?
Especially a guy like Bryce Young who came from, a college that just had a fucking bunch of aliens on there, dude. Where you're like, you have so much
better
talent.
than every team on the field.
Yeah, you're better. You're across the board better than every team on the field.
Yeah,
like better at every position. And so it's a game changer when the skill sets are they've been leveled out. They've been absolutely leveled out. But I think Bryce Young's gonna be a good ball player. I think we saw what's very common for number 1 overall picks, like all that hype and then not really doing it. Dude, somebody that literally lived up to the hype, Bijan Robinson. Fuck, dude. And I gotta bend the knee there because I was like, I thought he was gonna be the guy that Bryce Young ended up being, where I was like, hey, everyone was talking about Bijan. That's the dude. Dog, he's a stud.
He's a stud.
Bijan's a stud.
And Atlanta, they're going to be tough, man. It's interesting.
They are.
Tampa gets a win, so right now they're sitting at 1-0. And listen, I know that it's week 1, but it's fun playing kind of those games. Like, also, when we were on the Pro Football Show, Big Cat was talking that the AFC North is better than the NFC North. I disagree. Steelers, Browns, Bengals, Ravens, Lions.
I don't think he
Lions,
said that. I think
Packers. No, he said
you said
one of the better divisions in the league. He said they're not even
damn,
top
bro, that was
3.
a play.
He said they're not even top 3.
The AFC North.
He said AFC East, AFC North, and NFC East, I believe.
Yeah, but what about the AFC West as well?
But all I'm saying is,
Really, the top
I'm saying the NFC North is a tough division. Like the Bears are the only bad team in that division.
NFC North.
Yeah, NFC North. What did I say? AFC North?
Yeah, you said
Yeah,
AFC
NFC
North.
North.
You said
Packers,
AFC North.
Lions, Vikings will get back on track.
Yeah, I think it's too early to. I understand why Big Cat said that because like Packers do have a new quarterback. Jordan Love did play his ass off yesterday and in a big win. And it seems like if we're overreacting from the
That could be
negative,
the surprise coming out of week 1 is
Yeah.
how well the Packers played.
it really is one of those things where like it seems like the Packers have once again done it. Like they're going to have another 15 years with a quarterback that is an absolute stud. But that's also overreacting from a different way that we just did with all the negative. Positive Jordan Love. Everyone gets overreacting and calls him the greatest of all time. You know, he's going to run into a couple of issues this year too. I'm still with
I'm
Big
not
Cat with the
saying
NFC
greatest-
North.
I'm not saying
I know that
I'm not
that
saying
was
greatest of all time. I'm just thinking like the Packers are that breath of fresh air without 12 being in that building. Not saying he was like a cancer, but now that they can operate with Jordan Love, knowing he's the guy, I think they fucking played a hell of a game.
but I think
Bears look abysmal though.
Bears are
not.
Bears
It's
are not
not.
going to win a whole lot of games this year.
That's not what
Vikings,
you want.
Lions. It's still going to go. Fuck. I mean, I know I picked the Vikings to win the division, but Lions are dogs. Lions are just a well-coached team too.
In week 1, don't let week 1 lie.
I
Week 1
know.
lie to you.
Yeah, I'm not going to change nothing, but Bears are definitely getting fourth in that division.
Rams played well. Seahawks did not play that well. You look at that Rams football team, they played well going into Seattle, especially with all the question marks that everyone's saying that they had going into it. They controlled 2.5 quarters of that football game. From the end of the second quarter going into the second half, they completely dominated the second half, won on third down a lot, but they played like good complementary football, you know, the entire second half. Like they were a tough team yesterday. Stafford showing that, you know, he's not dead yet. He's not dead. You
He's
can't
not
kill him.
dead yet.
But I
Yeah.
thought that they played well. I thought the Rams played well.
What about your Commanders? Tight game, right? They were losing
Tight
for a lot
game,
of it.
they won. They got in trouble in the first half because of turnovers. Sam Howell, I think he went like, I'm kind of just guesstimating here, but kind of like a 20 for 34 type of game.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't the most promising. However, I thought he like looked comfortable for the most part. 19 to 31, 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I think the Commander, look, they won the game. That's what you needed to happen. But I think Sam, he'll be looking to make a jump going into week 2. But I'm fired up that Washington won, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
starting off 1-0,
Starting off 1-0, which is great in the
Lot to
NFL,
clean up.
regardless of who you
lot
play.
to clean up.
But it is the Cardinals, dude. And the Cardinals,
Do you guys owe Josh Dobbs an apology
For what?
because you guys were dogging him on
no, that's
S&P?
not true.
I can bring up the clip where
Yeah,
you literally.
you should bring up the clip because I don't remember dogging Josh Dobbs. I remember dogging the Cardinals quite a bit. But I'd like to see that
I
clip.
think I said Josh just showed up like last week.
Yeah, I think we actually gave the insurance policy of like,
And he is a
it's
smart
not Josh
neck-up
Dobbs'
player.
fault.
And
By the way, while Jack's pulling up this clip, dude,
sorry, Josh Dobbs. I did not
Yeah.
know you were going to go 0-1
Yeah.
in week 1.
He almost beat the Commanders.
so yeah, Josh Dobbs, we're sorry we
He's
were
been
right
there
about
for a
what we
week.
said about you.
I was wrong. Actually, no, I wasn't. I was right.
You were right. But while Jack's pulling up this clip right now, one thing we need to talk about, and we've referenced it a few times, dude, is boys, we started a new show called the S&P 500, and
Good first week, man.
good first week. You did not think that was going to happen.
Like, you hope for it.
No,
but
you
just
hope
didn't know
for it.
how everybody was going to take to it. But people love Delaney. We
People
knew
love
Delaney.
Delaney.
The chemistry with all 3 of us, it's just a lot of fun. That's legitimately like the fucking locker room back in the day.
That is, yeah. If you are an ex-player, it doesn't matter what level, and you want to like feel the locker room again, the S&P 500
Yeah.
is that. Obviously, you get it here too on Bussin with Boys. Like that's what we're built on is the
Yeah, yeah.
foundation of the locker room. But dude, that was like just exceeded so much of my expectations. The S&P
Yeah.
and everybody. I think the worst record was 500. Like and everybody that tells me about
I might have
gambling.
went plus. I might have went plus.
No, you.
not
I'm saying
sure.
the worst record.
Oh, yeah.
The worst record was 500. And they say if you can go 500 and gambling, you're a rock star.
But even if you suck, it's like, all right, bring the faders on. Come bring the faders
Yeah,
in.
come bring the faders in. But I'm saying like there's some good shit going down here. And I've got to give some credit to Jack McPherson and JP Hub, dude. They put together a couple of parlays that fucking dominated the landscape. Jack, what were the numbers on that? Plus 800?
We had, two parlays, one plus 834 and one plus 820 something.
Little penny slips, a little post credits,
Both
little
cat.
post credits.
Yeah.
5-minute show you'll see at the end of the S&P 500 if you stick around like a Marvel
If
movie.
you bet $10 on our two parlays, you would have made a little over $350.
Okay, Jack.
Just a little
Yes.
10 bone.
Easy.
Hey, but you're right. You're right, Jack. Dobbs, hey brother, I'd love to apologize to you. I did 0-1 start, 21 for 30, 132 yards, 0 touchdowns. That's on me. It's on me.
And he almost beat the Washington Commanders.
I love how Jack took that as
Week one.
serious.
I know.
Yeah. And
He took it
almost
personally.
beat
You
the Cardinals.
want to say
Josh,
say
you
sorry to
didn't-
Josh?
You didn't. You played
Hey.
it, Josh. You played exactly like we thought you would play.
No, you guys literally were shitting on him. You guys were like, Commanders minus
Josh,
7.
we like to apologize for once again being
Y'all
right on
literally
this
can't-
show.
y'all-
Okay, yeah, okay, we lost in the spread, but it's
Hey, we can't have 2 weeks of Jack getting too upset. We can't have that.
Yeah, here comes Taylor. Too upset.
I'm just saying you acted like he won the game and he threw for
No,
like
I'm just
250
saying
plus.
he did a good job for coming in with a week's experience.
But we've given
said
him
that.
those
You
flowers.
did not.
We
Just
said
wait
it on
till
this show last week too. We said it on Bussin with the Boys. I don't know what we said here. That's first off, that's not even us.
Yeah, that's are you see okay.
That's Willie Gecko and Chet Savage.
Yeah.
New owner, new style. I think
Sold out stadium.
Sold out stadium.
That's a shitty Cardinals team.
Yeah.
Cardinals might be the worst team in the NFL.
Right now, yeah. I mean, they quarterback situation.
Yeah, and again, we're not shitting on Josh Dobbs, but he just got there.
Yeah.
Right, no
He
disrespect
just
to
got
Dobbs.
there.
No. We're not.
I hope you're hearing this.
20 seconds for this clip, you disrespected him. This is what you do. You go, no
What did he say?
disrespect, and then you disrespect him. Though.
But we'll
Yeah,
go
Bobby
20
Lee.
seconds
Go
before we go
back.
20 seconds early because I got to hear what I
Right?
Yeah.
That's okay. He's still a good ball player. I think he came in for the
He's a
Titans
ball player.
last
What
year.
he did for the Titans
Thursday
last
football
year.
against the Cowboys. That was pretty good.
In preseason with Cleveland.
Oh, I'd be proud to show Josh Dobbs that clip.
What did you say?
I don't know. I'm trying to find the negative.
What did he say?
What I said he's not going to do well. He didn't.
You said Cardinals' worst team in the NFL.
It has nothing to do with Josh Dobbs.
What's it got to do with
They're
Josh?
the
That's
worst
not a
team in the
personal
NFL, dude.
shot.
They're put together like a fucking like one of the three little pigs, dude. And I thought the Commanders would be the big bad wolf. Like they have a straw house. I'm sorry that Josh Dobbs just
Jack, I
happens
just
to
think
live there.
you took that one a little personal.
Yeah,
No, you guys just disrespect.
Jack,
There's
rewatch
no
it.
disrespect.
Rewatch the clip.
No.
What we say, good, not great, basically? Came in last year, did a good job, showed up last minute, notice, plays from the neck up. Cardinals could still be the worst team in the league. What are we talking
No
about?
question.
Josh is disrespected.
No.
This is
No, go off in the comments. Everybody let Jack know he's getting a little too butthurt over this Josh Dobbs nonsense.
a little too
Guys,
butthurt.
Butthurt.
a little too butthurt.
Yeah.
Listen to my picks and win money.
Now it's about
Now,
picks and
you
winning
see
money.
they did that?
And by the way,
Just
you
change
talk
the
about
category.
your slips and parlays like after the fact of winning.
They were posted on a show with 50,000
Post
views.
it on
50
Twitter
million.
before it starts. Send in the group
All right,
chats.
I'll
Boys,
make
get up on this.
You're right. I'll make sure they're posted before the game next week. I told people to watch the show. Y'all didn't even watch the show.
We watched the show.
What show?
Exactly.
Well, we watched Oh, your show?
Yeah.
No, I absolutely did. I even said to you guys in South Carolina, I was like, hey, that was really funny. I thought it was good. I love the kicker parlay, and that was wild. You go in Jacksonville with the 3. I literally said to you, I said it to both of you when we're eating food.
I'll make sure I post the penny slips.
See, the
before
reroute by him is incredible. Like you just said something. You just said something to me, and I just said no, that's not the case. And then instead of you ignored what I just said, and then went back to your
I know,
conversation with
I
Will.
learned from the deflection king himself.
Now you got to think too. Jack's had a rough weekend.
Well, he's
Tennessee
one.
Tennessee was on upset alert
He's
with
one
one
of
of his
he,
schools. That's the way he was
did
talking.
good. He did
Never
good
on upset
financially.
alert.
He probably.
Dog, they were 6-6 at one point.
Yeah, I told you that.
I will say the Dobbs effort wasn't. That's not true.
You guys disrespected him.
No, we did not
die on that
disrespect.
hill.
I don't. Yeah, no.
I
Let's keep
will.
it moving. Let's keep it moving. Keep
Yeah,
it
yeah,
moving.
we
Let's
got-
keep
yeah,
it
we got
moving.
a lot of show
You
left.
talk about
Commanders,
it.
they need to be doing more.
They gotta do better. Sam Howell. I thought one thing Sam Howell did well was when he got out of the pocket, flipping his hips and throwing the ball.
Yeah,
Like, he did a good job of like adding time to his plays when it seemed like his
and
receivers were gonna-
responding. Like, yeah, they had the edge one out there at the end. Like, it's always, you got to appreciate. By the way, going on the Raiders, I think what everybody in Vegas should be hyped about is going in. The Broncos are tougher than people
Yep.
are talking about.
Yep, that's who you owe.
No, they don't suck. They're out there.
Yeah.
Watch that game.
No,
Watch
they're
that
good.
game. They're playing some decent ball.
They bought
But
into Sean Payton.
to go into Denver, go in that altitude, hostile environment, it's a rivalry game. But the way Jimmy G had the game-winning drive, not only that, defense shows up, gets the ball back to the offense, and then go down to seal the win. And Jimmy G running for that first down. Like, I think the Raiders have a lot to be juiced about. Do you want to play better in some areas? Yeah, they had some penalties, some unopportunistic penalties come up in bad moments. But those are operative stuff. You fix those things. This is a team that can be fucking tough. I'm telling you. And I know I'm biased, but also there should be a lot of excitement right now with Vegas.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I will subscribe to that. And not apologizing to Josh Dobbs because we did nothing wrong to Josh Dobbs, but apology I should make specifically is to the Denver Broncos. I said they're dead. Danger Witch is dead. Russell Wilson played he played a pretty solid game.
They're moving the ball. Their defense
he
looks
played a pretty
solid.
solid game in the pocket. Like everything I said about him that he couldn't do, he literally did. And they played most of that game up. And I think the guys have bought into Sean Payton. It just shows how good of a coach he is. I knew he was a good coach. I didn't believe he was that good of a coach to get that big of a turnaround. I want to apologize to the Denver Broncos. I don't think they're a playoff team this year, but they're going to be a whole lot better than we thought. But that's silver and black.
That's silver and black.
Silver and black, dude.
The only 1-0 team
No,
coming out of the
I'm not
West.
I'm not
Everyone
ready
called
to
me
say-
crazy. Everyone called me crazy.
I'm not ready to say that the Chiefs aren't going to win that division, but after week 1, it's hard to argue with Willie Gecko.
Yeah. Doesn't
It's
look like the Chiefs are going to be winning. But Chiefs Kingdom, you have a lot to be excited about. And that is the Game Time app, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports and Bussin' with the Boys, created by fans for fans. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest possible price. So Chiefs going 1-0, then ticket prices are going to be going down. Chiefs Kingdom, you got a lot of I'm sure they're pretty much free on the Game Time app, but it's all possible with that app. The biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. They'll even credit you 110% of the seat price if you can find a better deal elsewhere. Skip the hassle, enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code BUSSIN, BUSSIN, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
That was a really good read.
I think it's big too because even though Chiefs Kingdom and I, like, we have a rivalry going on, like, I'm trying to help them out. Like, I'm trying to give them money.
the money.
You know what I mean? Like, $20 off. Here you go. Use my code.
Do you want to talk about things that probably didn't make you money this weekend?
What?
Betting on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Unless you want to talk about some NFL football more. But
I think we covered a lot of the NFL
we've
stuff.
gotta
Address the
we've
Cornhuskers.
got to address that.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say about the Cornhuskers. And I'll say what I said.
Buckle up, folks.
With the Titans. The regular season doesn't start until you play a home game. We basically just had our preseason. We've went 0-2 in the preseason. We get to reload, refocus, and come into Memorial Stadium this Saturday and fucking dominate Northern Illinois.
Now,
we're gonna lock in. It's 0-0. We're gonna go 1-0 this weekend.
I love that, and that should be the conversation that the head coach Matt Rule is having with his players in the team meeting today, this afternoon. I still believe you should be a little bit harder on the Nebraska Cornhuskers, but they're going to play a home game, Memorial Stadium, good crowd, and they're playing with a equally talented team in Northern Illinois. Like that,
Wild
two
shot.
teams
Wild shot.
that are extremely equal in the talent category. I think Northern Illinois wildly out edges the quarterback position.
Oh, it's a night game too.
It's a night game. Well, yeah, it's
Good.
primetime game for
Good.
Nebraska at this point. Primetime game.
Nebraska,
they've got a lot
good
to-
everywhere except the quarterback spot. Very similar to
And
a
that-
Tennessee
that's
Titans
all I needed
situation.
from Will Compton was that little bit of good everywhere except for the quarterback position. Because most of that's true. Most of that is true.
It almost feels like
It's funny how you sing a little different
the
tune.
defense is actually better than I thought.
Ooh.
Nebraska and
Nebraska's.
the Titans almost have a similar thing going on.
That's what I
Jeff
I
Sims
agree with
and
that.
Ryan Tannehill had very similar weekends.
That's what I just said.
But would you trust?
But you said Jeff Simmons and Ryan Taylor. You said
Jeff
Jeff
Sims.
Jeff
Our quarterback
Sims,
for
excuse
Nebraska.
me. Yeah.
But would you trust what's his name? Chubb? Is it Chubba?
Chubba?
Y'all's other backup. Y'all have like two others.
It's Chubba Purdy, yeah?
Yeah, Chubba Purdy, Brock's little brother. Would you trust him with the start, or do you keep rolling with Jeff?
I think you keep rolling with Jeff right now. I
Agreed.
think it's so hard. Listen, we've had 9 turnovers in the first 2 games.
Mhm.
We don't have turnovers. We're 2-0, number one. So I'll get that out of the way right now. But the way Jeff played at Georgia Tech and
He
the
wasn't
story,
good at Georgia Tech.
the story, he was a solid player at Georgia Tech, man. He was a solid player. Yeah, he was a solid
He
player.
wasn't
Like
good at Georgia Tech.
Taylor,
the conversation is ultimately like, hey, you're better than the way you're playing right now. You fix some of these exchange with the center combinations that are happening, these fumbles that should not be happening. Yes, those are fucking tough, and they're drive killers because Nebraska can run the football. And look, I know Jeff had a bad interception to where he threw it inside, didn't paint the sideline, but he's also came out and painted the sideline when he's moving in the pocket. So you show those highlights the same way. Like when you get down and Vrabel's like, you can't tell me we can't compete with anybody, and you're showing the highlights, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to get his head out of the lows, which can happen for a young kid because he started off tough these first 2 games.
As a senior,
However,
right?
he's also been the player that's kept us in the game. Coming out at halftime against Colorado, and you take it to the house, like we had some room there. We just didn't finish. You put the black shirts in a bad spot. We can play defense. I hated that Colorado was able to run up the score and basically take the soul from the black shirts because we didn't look like a good defense there at the end and in the fourth quarter. And if you're going to be a great defense, you got to play that way all the time. I don't care how bad your offense is playing. You got to continue to bail them out. Tough showing these first couple weeks for Jeff Sims. However, I'm not in the crowd that's ready to fucking throw him to the wolves and saying, man, I wish we had Casey Thompson. Look, at the end of the day, maybe that Rule and that staff was putting a little bit more into Jeff Sims, and it might have rubbed Casey the wrong way. But Casey was injured and dinged up last year and dinged up a little bit going into the springtime this year. And he probably heard words that he didn't want to hear, which is, hey, you guys are competing going into training camp. And maybe he felt like they favored Jeff Sims a little bit more. That all might be true. However, if the kid doesn't want to sit there and compete and try to win a starting job and he wants to transfer elsewhere, then fucking go. You don't need that type of mentality on the team, whether or not he's a talented player. If he nutted it out and stayed and gutted it out, maybe he's out there wheeling deal.
He would be out there wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, maybe he's out there wheeling and dealing right now.
No, I need to just say it. He would, if Casey Thompson was still there.
Yeah, he would have gotten his opportunity.
They would have taken him out.
But again, this whole
after the first
bitching,
half,
like
and
we got the wrong quarterback, yada yada. Like that's not the stock I'm buying right now. Like I'm still rolling out Jeff Sims because this is a game where he can get back on track against Northern Illinois.
Yeah,
in the regular season.
Yeah, Casey Thompson, the way he handled his business, I don't respect that process. I don't respect that. If he was at Nebraska, he'd be starting this week. There's no question about it.
If he had that Willie C mentality, he'd be out there slinging the rock.
The two other quarterbacks that came in when Jeff Sims had that little high ankle sprain going on, like they had the opportunity to throw the ball a couple times. They threw some muffins out there. It wasn't that good.
They were putting in a tough spot.
They were putting in a tough spot, no question. But also, brother, like if I'm a backup quarterback, if I'm the 2, and we just saw what the starting quarterback had, I'm not trying to throw deep balls. I'm trying to throw high percentage passes and showing like Nebraska doesn't need an all-American quarterback to win a few games this year. What Nebraska needs is a quarterback that's going to take care of the football and not lose you the game because you have a solid defense. If you don't
turn the ball over, we're 2-0.
I know, but I get it exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're 2-0, but you're for sure 1-1. You're for sure 1-1.
Like where are we not? Who are we losing to?
Colorado. It could have gone either way.
For sure. I don't want to take away the win of Colorado.
Yeah,
that's a massive win. They did a great job.
If we're truly looking at it logically, yeah, you don't have those turnovers. You're a 1-on-1 football team, and you're looking at Colorado going, yeah, Colorado's a good ball club, blah 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 blah. But that score differential is not what it is right there.
Yeah,
it's not 36-14. I think Jeff Sims starts this game, given that his ankles are right. I think it was a high ankle sprain that they said it was. I think Jeff Sims starts this game. If we have that kind of laissez-faire attitude with the football in the first couple of series, I would be quick on the trigger to look at the second team quarterback, whoever that is, whether it's
Carberg.
Yeah, Carberg, or look at Carberg or Purdy,
Carberg.
whoever you're going to start in that situation and go, listen, take care of the football, hand the ball off, and make high percentage throws, and let's manage this clock and try to win the game off of time of possession.
Running the fucking rock. We average over like we average like over 5 yards a pop, man. It's not like manage and survive. It's run the fucking ball down their throat.
And the offensive coordinator who needs to do a better job of marrying the pass with the run. He needs to do a better job of running the ball. And when they start to bring those safeties, they get a little more nosy because we run the ball so much. That's when you hit a couple of those play action passes that really are going to get you those 10, 15-yard bumps and hopefully touchdowns later down the road. But you just don't. Nebraska just doesn't have the talent right now that we've seen the first 2 weeks to really compete.
JP's been telling you guys about Nebraska's
OC
because he was at South Carolina. JP hates him.
I get that.
I don't know if you might want to ask JP if he wants that in there.
He may not hate him, but he did not like him at South Carolina.
Yeah, I feel like everybody in South Carolina was kind of like, eh. Even when you talk to, was it Buell? Is that the head coach's name? No, Beamer. Excuse me. I'm.
No, the OC stuff, like that's not. I don't think that's the conversation right now. At the end of the day, the play out there, the turnovers is what's gotten us beat.
No, that is 100% the conversation.
There's zero. Yeah, it's the turnovers.
Because, dude, if you look at the first series of the game with Nebraska, they were marching down the field. They got into field goal range. They literally were to go against one of the most, and I'm going to say this very loosely, one of the most overhyped teams in college football. I think they're going to be like legit, but one of the more overhyped teams in college football in a packed, sold-out stadium on a historical rivalry, and they marched the ball down the field on them. And they were going to put 3 on the board, and it could have been a completely different game from then on. I literally just spent all of last week dominating Will about how he needs to be harder on the Nebraska Cornhuskers, but I'm sitting in that bar in South Carolina with Will, and I'm like, I get it. I understand. But I'm
glad
like,
people could witness a real
I'm surprised
fucking
Will
time.
hasn't fucking killed himself at this point. It's that brutal to watch, dude.
Because we're that close.
It's not. You're that close to being a 500 team.
We're gonna be 500 at least this year.
Okay.
Do you actually not think so?
No.
Minnesota's 2-0. Colorado's 2-0. They just got fucking patted on the back and told they're gonna be Heisman winners and national champions all week long. They're all talking their shit. Not only that, but they came out and beat Nebraska. Like, that deserves some flowers. Colorado's playing good ball. Minnesota is fucking 2-0 right now.
I get it.
They're playing North Carolina this weekend. I guess we'll see what happens, but you're acting like, no, they're not even close to a 500 team. They're few plays away from being 2-0.
I think you guys have this is not a joke. You have a big battle coming up with Northern Illinois. And if you can pull off a win there in Memorial at your home stadium, then we can start talking about a 500 football team. But I'm legitimately worried that Northern Illinois is going to come and upset the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Can we look at the line on that game? And I'm not even trying to show shots because I want Nebraska to do well. And I know it doesn't sound like that, but I'm trying to give off the yin to Will's yang right now about how complimentive Will is and how he's a little more lenient. I'm playing good cop, bad cop with Will right now. I want Nebraska to be good. I want it for the Bussin Bowl. And Will's my fucking boy. You're my guy. And dude, it's so hard to watch your best friend get his heart broken right in front of you. I literally saw my boy get cheated on. Like Will and I went to a bar essentially and watched his girl making out with somebody else on Saturday afternoon when we watched Nebraska, Colorado. That's how it fucking felt. What's the line here?
11.
You think Nebraska covers, Jack?
You're saying you think they might lose this game. I'm saying your bad cop can go fuck himself.
That's all right, brother. And you know what? Dude, this happens. When you got to tell your boy, listen, she was kissing somebody, you're going to get that.
Go ahead. Go Northern Illinois money line.
No, I would. I don't. I'm not that confident. I'm not that confident. And you're projecting. You're projecting your sadness on top of me.
No, it's like if you're going to talk that way, then be about it.
Brother, I'm talking out of a place of compassion.
You're saying I don't think they're going to be a 500 team. I'm scared they're going to lose to Northern Illinois this week. Because Northern Illinois is a tough ball club. They're equal. So if they're equal, go Northern Illinois money line.
Okay. Let me look into it a little bit more, and I'll come back to you before the week's over. Maybe I make an appearance on Bet the Bus this week. Maybe I'll pop over on Bet the Bus, talk to Pay Off Willie about the mistakes he's made in the college football realm.
Look, at the end of the day, whatever. We went 2-3 and Bet the Bus. Okay, green win, green column for the faders. You're welcome. Come to Bet the Bus and fucking fade me.
Win, green column for the faders. Bet the Bus is what, 500 on the year?
I don't know, maybe 500.
You were 3. No, you were 3-2 before.
Yeah,
LSU.
you're right. So
no, but I'm talking week 1. He was
5-5 right now.
3-2 week 1.
Got you. And he was 3-0 before LSU and who else?
SEC. It was South Carolina.
South Carolina. Did they? What was the deal with them in Furman? I didn't even get to watch that.
Business. It was a little rocky in the first quarter.
Okay, but they covered that 16.5.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Solid.
We need to talk about this too of college football. And this is, I'm upset G's not here to hear me say this because I don't want to feel like I'm talking shit behind his back. I think Alabama's dead. I think they don't
just talk out of your ass.
No,
bro.
I think they're dead.
With the Titans, nobody needs to panic.
It's week 1 with the Titans, and they've Yeah,
It's
no one
2
is-
weeks in college football.
NFL is way different than college football. Way different. It's a way different sport. I think Alabama.
Turnovers get you beat.
No question. Turnovers should be. Listen, I think Alabama's quarterback is an extremely good athlete, but he's Alabama. When I say Alabama's dead, they're going to lose 3 games this year.
They have a good backup quarterback. He was the starter at Notre Dame last year.
Look, they had 10 penalties. That was a look, and no, I'm not taking flowers away from Texas. Texas is the real
is a
Texas
good
is
ball
playing,
dog.
man.
They're a
Texas
good
is
ball.
back.
Quinn's out there dealing, making a case for arguably, I wouldn't say best quarterback in the game because Caleb Williams is an absolute stud, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
got
well,
Shadir
it's his
happening
crown
in
till it's
Colorado,
over, right?
Yeah, but Quinn out there balling, man, in an environment like Bama.
Who does Bama play next week?
The Crimson Tide
Actually,
is
just
getting
pull up their
absolutely
record.
motherfucked for some of those penalties that they were having some of those that situational football that was being played. But you're saying they're dead, man.
I'm saying dead in the way that I don't think Alabama's competing for a national championship this year.
I mean, after this week,
Find
they
their
have
2 more
South
losses.
Florida, and then following that, they go Ole Miss, Mississippi State, A&M, Arkansas, Tennessee, LSU, Kentucky, and then they have a break with Chattanooga, and then finish with Auburn. So
I think Tennessee beats Alabama.
not the way we played this weekend. We aren't.
Yeah, but you know how it is. You guys just play down to your competition.
We
Like,
really
I can
do.
talk shit about Tennessee all I want, but you guys just play down to your competition. I think
So you think LSU and Tennessee, they're losing back-to-back weeks?
no, but
At home?
they don't play Tennessee till like the end of the season until October 21st.
Third Saturday in October.
Yeah.
Yeah, October 21st.
No.
and then
I take back what I said. I think Alabama loses 2 games this year. I think they lose to Tennessee, but all those other games are.
And they're in the college football playoff picture. 2-loss Alabama team.
2-loss Alabama team last year, right? They lost 2 games last year.
Yep.
Okay, and they didn't.
They were on the outside looking into the
they were.
playoff
Yeah,
Yeah,
picture.
no question. I think you look at college football. You got Michigan, you got Ohio State, Penn State's obviously a team too that could do. That's in the Big Ten. USC in the Pac-12.
Texas.
I think Texas is a team too. I think Florida State. I think Georgia.
Florida State, Georgia.
I think Georgia. Like there's too many
Don't sleep
teams.
on
this year.
Washington either. The Pac-12.
And dude, don't sleep on Notre Dame.
Yes.
Don't
do not
sleep on Notre Dame. Like they're good ball club. What was it, -7 versus NC State, and they came out and fucking handled business.
They're giving NC State too.
You think so?
That Notre Dame team.
I don't hate
It
that.
doesn't matter. They
I
got a
don't- I
good
don't-
quarterback. He's dealing, and they're treating. If we're giving him too much credit, they're still treating bad teams like bad teams.
Sam
Yeah, that's a
Hartman.
good point too.
Yeah, I think he just threw for his 120th touchdown pass, which I think ranks 10th of all time in NCAA. So like
They
he's
have a throwing team.
probably. I mean, he's
But
he's really really good. And he has so much experience that he like elevates the team. Obviously,
Yeah.
how good he is, but also like inexperience wise.
Notre Dame and Ohio State play in 2 weeks. We'll actually be at that game for our fall tour.
Nervous.
But whoever wins that game, I would say is out of the college football playoffs now because
Whoever wins
you
or
don't have
loses.
the power of the SEC. You don't have that like
Whoever
just-
wins or loses.
Whoever loses that game. What did I
I
say?
disagree.
Whoever wins
I
is out.
disagree, too.
Whoever
Yeah, you
wins
said
is out.
whoever
because
wins.
if
Not a
you,
natty.
if you think Ohio State loses, they still play Penn State and they still play Michigan. If they beat both of those teams, you're
Yeah.
gonna tell me they're
And
not
the
in
Big
the
Ten
Guys are ranked
championship.
5.
and the Big Ten championship. So
I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, that could happen. But the SEC truly is like the most dominant conference right now. And to Jack's argument last week, they play so much. Like Alabama plays so much talent. Tennessee plays so much talent that like one slip up can lead to them finding themselves into
Yeah,
the
one
college football playoffs as opposed to a 1-loss Ohio State team.
a one-loss Ohio State team was in the playoff last year
I think
over a 2-loss Alabama.
Yeah, 2-loss exactly. My
You were
point.
just
My
saying-
point exactly.
Well, you said a 1-loss slip-up is
is done.
not going to be good enough because the weight
Yeah,
of
I
an
think
SEC
Alabama
schedule.
loses 2 games. That's also what I just said.
Yeah,
I
you're
think Alabama loses 2
contradicting.
games. If
Hang
Alabama
on a
has
second.
one
Just slow down. You said a 1-loss slip-up from a team like Notre Dame or Ohio State would get you out of the college football playoff because a 2-loss SEC scheduled team would have more weight getting into a
Did
college
I
football
say
playoff.
2-loss SEC team? Okay, sorry. A 1-loss SEC. If everything's equal in records, SEC is going to get the nod as opposed to another Power 5 conference at this point, based on how well the SEC's done in recent history with the college football playoff. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think we all agreed on that.
I think if Ohio State has one loss and beats both Penn State and Michigan, I think they would get the nod over
You can see that happening.
A one-loss Ohio State that beats Penn State, Michigan late in the year, and then wins the Big Ten championship. They're going in the college football playoff, no matter who is a one-loss SEC team.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if Michigan and Penn State are both undefeated at the time,
They should be.
they should be.
Well, unless, because I think Penn State and Michigan play each other before.
Yeah, so one of the who plays first though?
Michigan and Penn State. Oh, I don't know.
Pull that. Can you pull up? It's kind of hard to
Look
pull
at
up
Penn
that
State's
much.
schedule.
It'll be fun once these teams start playing each other.
Yeah, and it's fun to kind of play this game too. Armchair quarterback or armchair GM.
Yeah. I think it could shape up.
Yeah, Penn State plays Ohio State October 21st, and then they play Michigan.
Yeah, so they'll have
November 11th.
Yeah.
Man.
Ohio State, Penn State, and Tennessee, Alabama play same day.
That's gonna be a hell of a college game day.
Should be at
When
that
when's the Red River rivalry?
It's around the same time, right?
2 weeks? No, this one's like in the first. This one's September.
Oh, I think that's so wild that the
I love
big
it,
college
too.
rivalry like that is in the earlier in the season.
I love it though. It gets you juiced up early in the year.
How's Oklahoma looking this year? Because I really don't even know.
Long 70
7th, the Red River rivalry.
October 7th.
Yeah.
That's
the
a
Red
fun
River
one.
Showdown. Now.
Red River Showdown.
Red River Showdown over Red River
Oh, hey, it's
rivalry.
12 o'clock.
We have to interrupt this episode to bring you Duke Cannon. The new Duke Cannon Scent Trophy game was created with the support from the Bussin with the Boys team and is available in thick body wash and big ass brick of soap. The idea was hatched at the Bussin Bowl with the Duke Cannon team. We wanted to bring a scent to life that celebrates college football and its greatest rivalries. Trophy game has notes of smoked leather and amber and smells like collegiate bragging rights. Not your randomly assigned freshman roommate. Thick. Let me try this again.
High viscosity body
Thick,
wash.
High viscosity body wash. Thick is formulated with a noticeably higher viscosity and built to work effectively on your body, not spew down the shower drain. Big ass brick of soap, 3 times bigger than the common bar of soap. Triple milled for superior quality and is made with natural oils as always. The trophy game stuff, man. It's incredible that we have our own scent.
Yeah, we have our own trophy.
And it smells
I
phenomenal.
hope you guys took in that ad read right there. But we are very excited about this trophy game coming up because I think we found the scent that best represents that big ass thick bar of soap.
Dude, find the new Duke Cannon scent at dukecannon.com/trophy game and now available in your closest Walmart. With that being said, please get back to this episode. We're rolling right now?
Yep.
Boys, girls, loved ones of all ages, dude. Christian McCaffrey, all the way from California, is on the bus. He will be one of 4 reoccurring guests this year. Christian, probably not a better time to come on Bustin' with the Boys having the game you did yesterday, huh?
I appreciate it, man. Happy I get to join you guys on the bus, man. A nice Monday, good Monday morning.
Victory Monday. Yes, sir.
Fired up to be here.
Couple of lattes. What'd you do? You woke up this morning. What was like your first thought? Like, what were you going to do after rushing for 1 billion yards in week 1?
You always do the body check. You kind of take a few steps, see if something's wrong. The adrenaline, obviously, you get off the plane, you're still a little amped. You go to bed, and the next day you wake up, you just make sure everything's intact. So I woke up, felt great, and got me a little mug of coffee and started out the morning talking to you guys.
What's it like knowing that everyone who didn't draft you first overall in fantasy is probably eating their words right now? What's it like knowing that you're carrying a lot of fantasy teams out there?
Man, I mean, it's a long year. I think we all know that.
Dang,
So
he's doing it.
doing it. For me, I'm not focused on, one game. It's got to happen. It's got to keep going throughout the whole year.
Do you ever think about it when you're going off? You're like, oh, yeah, fantasy teams are hitting right now. I know the boys are hype.
I do not. No, I don't.
Never? Oh,
dude.
Dude,
you imagine that? Just imagine that.
Anytime I've gotten a tackle, I'm like, well, if somebody slipped me in on their defense, like they're getting
Yeah.
12-yard run, like that's a point.
If they only knew.
Yeah, that's a point. A reception PPR league. That's a point.
That's a point. You're not thinking that to yourself at all. You got to be thinking, I'm going crazy because I remember we're playing like AJ Brown would be going off. People would be like, "Hey, your fantasy's like, oh, dog, my fantasy, I'm killing him on fantasy right now." Like in the middle of the game, like the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, if someone brought it like as a joke, yeah, no, I'm not like sitting there in game like every time I score, that's 6 for the boys. You know,
that would be
6 for the
that,
boys.
you should write that 6 for the boys on your shirt under the
Oh,
jersey.
yes.
And lift it up. That's 6 for the boys. Should have drafted me.
Yeah.
And that's like the most un-Christian McCaffrey thing ever, but it would be dope to see.
Yeah.
Like the most humble dude in the world being like, should have drafted me, pussies. Like, that would be something. Dude, last time we had you on here, we talked about your father and how just the smallest things you would be grounded for, getting tackled by your jersey and stuff like that. We have a segment presented by Dude Wipes. If you can check it out right there, Dude Wipes. It's the shittiest moment. Obviously, you had a phenomenal game, but if you could just tell me, what's one shitty thing you did yesterday?
That your old man would say, because the game that you guys had, there's not a lot of shitty moments out there. However, what's old Ed McCaffrey sitting at? What shitty moment is he pulling from to message you about?
You know, you're walking out of the stadium, everyone's high-fiving you, and Ed, he's going to pull you over to the side and be like, listen, don't get too high, don't get too low. Like, you could have done X, Y, and Z better.
Recording in progress.
it was before the half ended. I, like an idiot, you know, we had a quick count up. You know, the center gets up and just snaps the ball kind of right away. And I wasn't set. Moving. We're trying to bleed the clock out right before the half. Minus 10 yards. We end up punting. They go down and score before the half.
Oh my God.
It's a big deal, man.
That's a really bad play.
You're like, I pray to God we win this game, because if we don't, I just know that's going to be like the first thing said. It still probably will, but that was not one of my best moments.
You brought up a good little point there of like, please God, I hope we win this game. Like, how do you handle having an obvious mess up when you go to the sidelines? There's coaches going to come up to you, players going to come up to you, hey, we going to be all right. But like, how are you like in your brain handling that process? Are you killing yourself verbally, or are you a little more positive on yourself? Like, hey, you still rush for 157 yards. All good.
It's probably a little bit of both. Like, it's like the refocus button has to like click in. You know, you always feel like I'm prepared for every moment, and then something like that happens, and you're like, dude, what am I doing? Like, lock back in. It's hot, it's humid. Like, you're, just had a long drive, but you have to make up for it. That's the only thing you can do. So you have to just move on, go to the next play.
And it's like, if they don't go down and score, it's easier for everybody to be like, hey, let's just, refocus.
Yeah,
whatever.
you're
but
good.
when the other team capitalizes on it, you're just like, God damn it, that snowball would not have happened had I just done this.
If you just would have handled that one little thing right there, dude.
Something on the lighter side, we do a little thing called shout out, no free shout out. You can shout out something as small as a morning deuce, or shout out the boys for a big win. Hopefully you don't do something that, kind of boring. If you did that one, what would be CMC shout out, no free shout out of this past week?
Shout out, no free shout out would be receivers who block downfield.
Nice.
That's
a hell of a shout out, no free shout out.
I'm bringing that up because on my touchdown run yesterday, Brandon Aiyuk decleated a dude, kept running, didn't even break stride. And Ray McCloud, who's a smaller, lighter receiver, is blocking the backside corner like 60 yards down the field all the way into the goal line. As a running back, I always feel like, the O-line will get you into the second level. And after that, you're either making dudes miss or it's wide open. And when you see guys like an Aiyuk and a Debo and a Ray and Jawan, all these guys who take pride in the run game, that's a special thing, because that is kind of rare, especially nowadays in today's league. So receivers who take pride in blocking, that's my shout out.
Hey, that was what I loved about that too, is that's something that would obviously be talked about in a team meeting, to where players feel that public validation amongst your peers and team. But Aiyuk, I mean, he had a hell of a game by himself yesterday as well, performance-wise. But those little things like blocking and shouting the boys out right here, I feel like that's like, again, it would get said in team meeting, but not everybody would be aware of that type of you giving the flowers and all the boys feeling really good about those small details in the game. Because you're right, like, that shit matters.
100% matters. And you're right, dude. Him going up, like, you probably would go up to Aiyuk and be like, hey, man, I appreciate you blocking on that. But it would be a small one-on-one thing.
Yeah.
Now these boys get to put this up on their own, put it on their phone.
Boy out there,
anytime they're feeling a little down, like, yo, I do block. I kind of am an all-around player. That's what Aiyuk's saying right now. He goes, I can really do it all right now. And you're just adding confidence to the boys left and right. The 49ers have got to have the coolest locker room in the entire NFL. have got to.
Well, he's in it. Would you say that you guys have one of the best locker rooms in the NFL? It seems like you guys do have a lot of fun.
It's such a cool locker room, man. Like from top to bottom. I think it's cool too. You got guys who have kind of, built the locker room together. I think when Kyle came in, there's still, I want to say like 6 or 10 guys who are still on that first team. And so they've all kind of grown together and played together for so long that the coaches and the players are tight with each other. The leadership has been the same leadership for a long time, which is a big deal. When you not have that revolving door of guys coming in and out and you're constantly getting, having to meet new people and kind of do the natural growth together. It just makes it a little bit, feels like home a little more when you have a locker room where everyone's cool with each other. It's not cliquey, and these guys have been together for so long that, everyone knows each other. So definitely, one of the coolest locker rooms I've been a part of.
Who's a couple glue guys that might not be superstars out there? Who's a couple unsung heroes in that locker room that keep all the boys nice and tight and having a good time?
Man, that's a good question. That's a real good question.
The thing that's so wild to me about the 49ers is like their glue guys are their stars.
I know. I know. It's like
we were at Kittle. Tough to think about because what you see is what it is. Like a guy like George Kittle, that's who he is all the time.
All the time, man.
The energy all the time. Nobody like plays a part.
Right.
I think it's cool though. You got like no one's too big to talk to anybody. You got practice squad guys that are hanging out and talking with Trent Williams, and you got it's a very loose locker room where it's not like, oh, that's so and so. It's super loose. One of our practice squad guys practice hard, and they have a very important role on the team that's talked about a lot. And so because they make an emphasis on scout team guys, you feel like they're equally as part of the team and equally as important as guys that are suiting up on Sundays. So, I don't think there's anyone who's afraid to talk or anything like that.
It's good to have because it's like, you mentioned George, but you also see Juice, like he's at Kittle Fest. Like you just see that the boys have a nice.
You get that, and it also seems like that. It's not like offense is all boys and the defense is
right.
Boys. It seems like everyone's just like in it together. Fred Warner's one of those guys to me. It's like he's a fucking homie. You can just feel it. You could absolutely feel it, dude. Big win, like literally flying across the country. What was the vibe on the plane? The boys getting after it, guys having a couple of drinks, playing some cards. We all know there's a couple guys in there betting way too much money in the back of that plane. It was an all-out good time, wasn't it?
It was it was hydrating. It was getting your proper rest.
Yes, sir.
That's
Absolutely.
Team right there.
The boys had the Normatex on. That was pretty much it the whole time. I think the first game's always interesting because you get a big win, you get a big road win against a good team, but you still feel like it's so early that your mind is not 100%. You celebrate all victories, but I think you're still just getting into the groove of things. So obviously guys were happy, but we got another road one in LA against the division this next week. So I think guys are pretty dialed in and focused on that. As far as like moving on to the next game, it was a pretty quick move on just because it is so early in the season and there's still so much unknown and anything can happen.
If CMC's on your team, that's exactly how you went.
Exactly.
CMC
because there's probably
no riding high
on the plane yesterday, and because you can have fun with the boys, but there's always going to be a level of accountability. CMC gets on the plane yesterday. He's probably got his pre-made meal from his chef because you see the nice house behind him. He has a chef. He's got everything dialed in because his macros has got to be right. And he sees one guy kind of jerking around a little bit. And because he's got so much respect and he's also a homie, probably hits him with, hey, don't get too high, don't get too low. Let's keep moving forward.
Go to bed with a win, wake up with a loss.
Exactly. And he went back there and that guy respected CMC so much. He's like, he's absolutely right. And sure enough, he's the Norman Tex 15 minutes later.
Is that pretty accurate?
Is that you?
No, that couldn't be farther. I fell asleep. I watched a little show. The boys talked a little bit. That's about it.
Let me ask this: are you somebody who enjoys the post-game meal that is offered from the team that you go?
It's a good hard-hitting question.
Yeah, I love the post game meal. I'm always hungry right after the game, so I love the post game meal. Also,
how would you rate
I'm gonna
Pittsburgh?
add another shout out, no free shout out, is the snacks that you get on the plane. Like when you go to the front, and the flight attendants are always super nice. They're willing to do anything for you, and they have just I ransack the closet of all the flight snacks every time after the game.
What's your go-to? What's your favorite?
All right, boys and girls, literally the most fun tier talk we've had in a very long time with Christian McCaffrey. We're going to get in and out of this real quick, but this is our presenting sponsor. That is Whistle Pig, dude. It's time for Whistle Pig Friday, Ride. Grab your glass, pour some Whistle Pig whiskey, and get out there. Whistle Pig Piggyback 100% rye, aged 6 years, made with 100% rye, bold spice, forward, perfect for maple old fashions. And then there's always the Whistle Pig 10-year, the one that started Whistle Pig, the original disruptor, aged 10 years, 100 proof. Listen, how do you guys celebrate Friday, Ride? Make sure you let us know in the comments and all that. Grab yourself a bottle of Whistle Pig whiskey and kiss your workday goodbye this Friday, Ride Day. Let's get to that segment right now. You know what? Better yet, we might as well just throw in another segment. We're going to do a tier talk real quick for you. Best post-game snacks. Give us your top 3.
Oh, man. Best post-game snack? Like, if you're looking at the cabinet and you see the candies, you see the salties, you see the sweets, but then you see a bag of blue Cool Ranch Doritos, that's your first get. You're willing to look to some other choices as well, but you're not passing up on Cool Ranch. You're getting that immediately, and then you're thinking, what else am I going to get? So that's my tier 1, is the Cool Ranch Doritos.
I love it.
Tier 2 would be, I think tier 2, you don't want to go right from salty to salty and crunchy. So you're thinking to get a little bit, tier 2 would be peanut M&Ms.
That's a good one too. That's a good one.
Like
crazy texture.
You're not going to take another bagged candy before you look at the yellow peanut M&Ms.
All right. That's your tier 2. We need one more.
Tier 3 would be both tier 1 and tier 2 are pretty heavy right after the game. By the way, you're not limited to one bag. They have more than one bag. It's not like
Amen.
So don't fight 2 bags of the Cool Ranch Doritos, because sometimes they're a little small. You open the bag, it's like halfway filled.
That's a great point.
So tier 3, honestly, because of what you picked, tier 1 and tier 2, I would probably go with something a little bit lighter. Like they got the Boom Chicka popcorn. So if you're finishing up a series on the plane, it's a 5-hour flight from Pittsburgh back. I'm thinking if I'm going to eat when I'm back at home, I'm going to be a little bit lighter on my third. So I'm going to go with the Boom Chicka Pop. It says how it's low calorie right there. So you figured it's got to be good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you finish your show with something lighter.
Yeah.
I love that. Rate it. Give him the one word.
Calculated.
Incredible.
Oh,
Here's why. You can tell he messes with the tier talk. He understood the assignment. He nailed the delivery. He brought up a little salty, sweet, but then there's that one that catches you. And that it didn't even matter what his list was. It was going to be incredible because he understood the assignment.
In true McCaffrey ways, he did not flinch.
No,
the assignment at all.
No.
Guy, absolute stud. And also, big game coming up. You've already said divisional opponent. Rams don't look as bad as we thought they were going to look.
They look
low-key solid, right?
Yeah.
Like Stafford still got it. Obviously, Aaron Donald is still an absolute menace in there. And it's an away game, correct?
Yep.
How do we feel going into that one right there? Obviously, the confidence has got to be super high, but how do you temper those expectations a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're playing a divisional opponent on the road, and the Rams, they're like a few years removed from the Super Bowl with the same team, so they're it's not like something that I never thought they were bad at all. It's an incredible football team, well coached. They got a lot of guys who can make plays on both sides of the ball, so you can never sleep on any opponent, obviously, as you know, but especially any division game on the road. It'll be a huge game.
I love that. Taylor, before we get off, do you want to quickly do your tier talk on best snacks post game?
Yeah, I would love to hear this, actually.
Yeah, I do.
I think I got mine.
You got yours. You go ahead first.
I think I got mine. I got to figure out
while you're kind of working through that, I want to say one thing to you, Christian. I think you do a phenomenal job of being for the boys, having a good like banter back and forth. But then you did such a phenomenal job. Once football was brought back up, it was like back into your good, solid PC comments. Not going to give the Rams anything that's going to make them feel one type of way. Like that was you're well versed,
polished.
You know what you're doing. But go ahead with your tier talk.
Mine is going to be my tier 3. I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to go with the PB&J that they make up. I like the PB&J, especially when they pack it in there. You got the bread that might be just and I'm not saying soggy like it's wet, but that touch of sogginess that makes it feel compact and a little heavy in your hand. That with a nice white milk, that's hard. That's a great one. My tier 2, I agree with CMC. The peanut M&Ms. You got to be careful on running through them too quickly because you are going to grab a second, maybe a third bag. And my tier 1 is going to be when they come down the aisle toward the end of the flight and ask if you want that hot and ready chocolate chip cookie.
God!
That hot and ready chocolate chip cookie.
Solid piece at the end.
Throw it. Hey, yes, ma'am. Throw in a chocolate milk.
Yeah.
That's what gets me going. That's my tier top.
We got these. You said, oh man, brought me back to yesterday. I forgot to even mention this. These chocolate chip cookies they have on the outside, they look like just a chocolate chip cookie, but you crack it in half. It's like it's a cookie sandwich, and there's chocolate fudge in the middle of the cookie, hot and ready, right at the end of the flight, just as you said.
Absolute nut on that, dude. That is crazy.
So good.
That is crazy. What's your one word for Will?
Solid. That's solid.
Okay.
Nice. I'll do.
You go pre-made PB&Js, or do you want the Smuckers?
That's a good point. There's been a couple ball clubs.
Smuckers is Uncrustable?
Yeah, the Uncrustables.
Yeah.
If you got the Uncrustable, you want to go Uncrustable. Like that thing, the way they make those, I love them. Do you not love the Uncrustable? Are you not an Uncrustable guy?
No, I like it. It depends on how the pre-mades are, because those are really good, just sometimes inconsistent. Sometimes heavy on the bread. They don't do as much with the peanut butter and jelly. It's important what's in the middle. So I just feel like you can always rely on the Uncrustable, but it's never going to be as elite as in an elite made regular PB&J.
Well said. That is well. And you're right. If you get that little Ziploc bag and you feel like it's a little light, like it's too much bread, not enough juice, I'm going to throw that away and I'm going to grab some Harvest Cheddar or Sun Chips is what's my go-to chip.
It's going to bring you back. You want a PB&J and you're not just grabbing it. You're looking first.
Yeah.
You're picking out the right one.
Yeah, you kind of move her like, let me get a little peeksy in here.
Yeah, she has to bring the tray down to you a little bit. You have to know, take time. People trying to get around her, sit behind her. All right, my tier 3, and I'm gonna sandwich this because I'm not gonna put them in necessarily order. Except for my tier 1 is gonna be my god tier, but I want to sandwich the salty and the sweet because it's kind of like you did. I'm gonna go. My tier 3 is gonna be a tip of the cap to those cookies that come in that white plastic waxy bag, and you kind of you're not gonna get the whole cookie out because they just got out of the microwave. That with a white milk.
You want to put your index finger back in there and scrape out some chocolate.
Yeah, you want a little something extra, a little extra English at the end of that cookie. The white milk, and then that is my combination for my tier 3. My tier 2 is gonna go to I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's the garden, it's the
garden salsa,
garden salsa,
yeah,
garden salsa sun chips. That combination of flavor, dude, is so good, and I like the sweetness and then the saltiness. But my tier 1 is gonna go to, and this happens at the end of the flight. Cookies have passed. You're kind of maybe 20, 30 minutes. You can feel the plane start doing the zhuzh towards the runway, and that ice cream gets popped out. Those dilly bars, the brown box, you pull them out. They have that kind of egg shape with the hard chocolate outside and that creamy vanilla inside. That is gonna be my tier 1, dude, because I'm an absolute sucker for ice cream. But the texture on a dilly bar, come on, kid.
Silly dilly tea.
Come on, baby.
My word's gonna be overrated.
All right. The way you said
I know.
CJT, I thought we were kind of having a nice
Because I love that for you, but I personally, I think the dilly bars, I think any hard outer shell of chocolate with the ice cream on the inside, I personally think all of those frozen treats are overrated. Like they look better than they actually taste. So that's why I always step away. And every time I get done, it's like, what did I really just do there? I kind of just fucking wasted a good little splurge on like a dilly bar. You know what I mean?
Hey, can I say something?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree. I'm sorry. I would rather plain lands, depending on how far you live from the facility, plain lands, you go get in your car, DoorDash, any other ice cream treat or any other thing on the planet and eat it at home before I get the chocolate ice cream bar on the plane.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I
didn't know that was
I already know my next question for the next time you come on.
Now, if on the plane they had those little Haagen-Dazs vanillas, and that's a different story because those are incredible, but you don't have those on the plane all the time.
Yeah, Haagen-Dazs and dilly bars are pretty much the same exact thing. I get that. I didn't know in the world we were playing in that there was the option of door dashing. In that case, I'm not gonna have any snacks, and I'm gonna have a steakhouse, the best steakhouse in town. Meet me at my house, and then I'm gonna have a small Asian man make me hibachi, and then I'm gonna have all the soft serve ice cream I want from Dairy Queen after that. That's my tier top for snacks.
Here's where it went.
I love it. Hey, this has been a fun.
Hey, thank you, bro. This is gonna be fun to have you on every month. Like this was, I can't wait to talk more snacks with you.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing, dude. Thank you for taking the time today, especially after a 5-hour flight. That was incredible.
No problem. I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm gonna be way more conscious of what I'm gonna get next time. I'm gonna make sure I go through the whole list. So we can have another tier talk. I'll come with some more.
Yeah, maybe send the boys a tweet, dude. Coming back from LA.
Here's all he needs to do is, if it's a victory, obviously, but they post victory, just photo, no caption of whatever the snack of choice
don't
is.
tag us.
Yeah, just let the inside joke play.
The 3 things and let it happen. Just see if we can find it, man. Hey, let's give a round of applause for Chris McCaffrey.
I'll take a video of the whole cabinet, and then you guys can guess.
Yeah.
What 3 I picked.
Yes, I love
People
it.
got to know.
Thanks
People
a lot,
gotta
bro.
know.
Thanks a lot, bro. Have a good Monday.
Fellas.
See you, brother.
See you.
What a guy.
That was fun. Oh, he's still on.
He's still here. Hey, what's up, babe? You guys gotta tell you something? I agree. I was like, I know. No.
Bro, hey, that was a good time.
Dude, see, he's the best, man.
We interrupt this episode to bring you Track Phone. Are you paying too much for your wireless plan? Straight Talk just introduced the new Straight Talk multi-line plan, where the more lines means more savings. Just $25 per line, and that's per month when you get 4 lines with unlimited data, talk, and text, all on nationwide 5G. Plus, there's no contracts, no hidden fees, and no compromises. That's the Straight Talk Talkin' from the boys, Straight Talkin' Wireless, available at Walmart and walmart.com. Back to the episode.
3, ladies and gentlemen, what a time with Christian McCaffrey. Truly.
Hey, it's going to be a fun time when he comes on the show.
He's coming on once a month. We have 3 other guests that are also coming on. Those 3 other guests need to take some notes because McCaffrey just came on and you can tell he watches the show.
Yeah,
he's a homie of the
way
boys.
he set up the tier talk, the salty sweep.
Just
there's
fucking beautiful.
That little third option in the back. It's like, oh, you're talking to me nice right now.
The way he was.
That's going to be a fun time. I love that we got the NFL recurring guests happening with 4 or 5 guys throughout the year. So that's going to be a blast for the boys, staying in the trenches a little bit. What else do we got? Something that we got to announce. Should we announce it yet? The tickets?
Yeah, let's do it. Go ahead. Do you want me to start or do you want to do it?
Whatever you want to do.
Listen, boys.
We got a nice little announcement.
Fall tour has officially started. We were in South Carolina this past weekend. We are going to Georgia this weekend. But week 5 of the college football season, we will be in Lincoln, Nebraska. We are doing a live show for the Bussin Bowl. Tickets will go live. I believe it's live. They're live right now.
They're live right now.
It's live right now. And it'll be at the Bourbon Theater in Lincoln, Nebraska. Boys, we're not comedians. We don't claim to be, but we try our damnedest. We go on these live shows and we have so much fun talking to you guys, getting you guys involved. Maybe we'll have some people do some free shout outs. We'll start ripping around. We're talking about orgasm stories or first time kissing somebody. We're doing it, just having a good time. If you enjoy this podcast, if you enjoy listening to me and Will say stupid shit on a day in and day out basis, then you're truly going to love this live show. Please come join us because not only Are you guys going to have a great time? Tensions are going to be so high, and I cannot wait to be the villain in Lincoln, Nebraska.
You might be the only villain because I doubt there will be one speck of blue in that audience.
There'll be a couple of you guys
It'll be
out
sold
there.
out. It'll be
couple.
sold out. Husker
And,
Nation.
yeah.
All of them will be
And
there.
that is one thing that Nebraska really is like that. They are the most forgiving fan base, and they show the fuck out.
We'll be getting some fuck blue chants going.
Yeah, they might say frick blue. That's how Nebraska rolls, dude. They don't say fuck. They might be frick blue. We hope you guys play well tomorrow, but don't beat us. That's how you guys are. That's how you talk. It's pretty wild how weird your fan base is like that.
Go ahead.
I like it.
I'm not going to join in on that.
All right. I'm just saying, when you guys beat our ass in Lincoln, Nebraska, like, you guys were weirdly complimentive after, and I just, it throws me the fuck off.
The mental war. It's mental warfare out there. They know how to play it.
It's an absolute mental warfare. But we're in South Carolina this past weekend, and just like the NFL season, the week 1, dude, it was a little bit of rusty. There's a little bit of couple of things that we probably could have all done better logistically.
Bojangles was fun.
Bojangles was a great time.
Bojangles, getting to do the drive-through. Twisted Tea. The only thing Twisted Tea was good for was being there for my sorrows after the Nebraska game.
Yeah,
I mean they're good for a lot of things. I'm just saying personally, if I'm talking about my own personal story, thank God I had them once the game was over.
Yeah. You need a companion like Twisted Tea to be there for you when you go through a heartbreak like the what you went through. No one could have been there for you like Twisted Tea was there for you. And you got to be proud of that, brother.
Yeah.
As a Twisted King, even taking a fat L like that, having a company come and just hold your hand like that, that's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
That's absolutely beautiful. Because it was abysmal, right? How you guys got dummied, but Twisted Tea, I'm gonna love you up like that. You're not liking that, are you? I probably should stop now, huh? I probably should stop being so aggressive.
I see where this is going. This is going. It's all good.
Fair
it's
enough.
all good.
Big battle for Nebraska.
Where did we go eat on Friday? That was a good little spot. Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you weren't there.
Public, yeah.
Publica. That was a nice little spot.
Some decent tacos. The waiter,
big fan. Yeah.
The waiter was a big fan of the boys. He knew Will and I's first name.
Jake's Bar.
Jake's
as
Bar.
Always.
That's our number one spot.
Yeah.
And
Mitch, your mom was out there.
And Dad.
Crazy y'all didn't take me though.
You know how it is, brother.
It was
Overhead.
gonna be some family affair out there.
Yeah, and also that's funny you say that because
yeah,
we literally go, hey, why didn't Mitch tell us? And your parents were like, that's such a Mitch thing to not say. If you would have just said my family would be out there, guarantee there's a ticket waiting for you.
Yeah, it'd be cool if I can go to this game. We easily cut one of the other boys.
No question.
Probably Jack.
Even not even cut. We would have just brought you.
We got to cut. We got to, we need that.
Overhead.
We just need that moment.
Yeah.
We would have threw Jack out.
He'd have been gone, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, the Pup Punk concert was
so good.
Fire though. That was fire. Yes.
Hey, y'all killed it up there. Y'all killed it.
We had fun.
Baby, stage presence. It was so funny, dude. Will knowing every third word, but he like literally when you hit him with the "Where are you?"
and I'm so sorry.
Oh, dude, it was elite. And I just told him, hey, you know the words? He goes, oh, what part is this? And I like whispered in his ear real quick. The 100% buy-in to knowing I don't know all the words here, but I'm gonna give this crowd hell, brother.
There was somebody in the crowd that was literally doing charades with me to try and help along with the lyrics, and he helped me out a lot. But that was like Pup Punk, all those boys, man. Roan, Frankie, Caroline, Robbie, PFT, dude.
PFT.
That was so fun.
That whole squad dude, is so incredibly talented. The way they got up there, because people think, oh, Barstool band, it's probably spoofy. It's probably Weird Al Yankovic vibes. They're legitimately good. And you have the opportunity to go see one of their shows, you absolutely should. I had an absolute blast. As far as like genres, like that is my number one genre. That was right up my alley, and I loved it.
Yeah, and they did. They played a lot of nostalgic songs. And listen, I don't want this to come off like it's a shot, because it's truly not at all. It's not at all a shot. That usually follows with a shot of some sort.
Hey,
I'm just saying,
however
I put this, I'm not trying to sound that way, but it's like when there's that talented band in high school that's talented, but college happens and like life happens, and just along the line, like they're not making it right out of the gate, but they have to kind of break up because of life, right?
Yeah.
But because of Barstool and because they're all at the same company and they're like, hey, let's get a band together because they're all talented, right? And they get to like continue that. Because of Barstool.
Yeah.
Because they're with Barstool.
Absolutely.
I just think it's sick because they're out there just having the most fun in the world. And I'm standing there with a smile on my face, being like, yo, they get to fucking go up there and rip and do something that they actually love to do together. Like form that little band and continue and travel around. We're in a Bojangles parking lot. Just bringing the house down.
Showing.
Yes, bro.
Decent showing.
I just thought it was awesome.
Walking the RV with everybody. Everyone's having a couple of drinks. People are drinking twisted teas left and right. And we're just like sitting there talking music, talking about good times, talking about nerves and all that. And like they go up there and like you said, they're just living their dream.
We're looking at each other being like, yo, they're fucking good.
They're good.
Yes.
And we kind of knew that when we went to the Barstool Awards, but you really didn't know how good they were because they play like 15-second segues in between the next person walking up. And to be able to actually hear them, the presence, all that stuff, it was
a lot of fun.
It was super cool, dude.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to admit, I didn't know much what to expect. I was stoked to go to Jake's, but staying for the whole concert, I was fired up.
Oh yeah, we stayed the whole time.
We stayed the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was so great. Like it was seriously so much fun. So shout out them, dude. I would love to hear, I'm sure it's somewhere out there, but I would love to hear their origin story of how they all kind of came together and realize like, oh, we all play these instruments. We should make a band and like do it.
And each of them were like, you know, even if you start doing the whole band thing, it's like, is that person going to be good enough?
Right.
And it'd be like, oh shit, like, yeah, we low-key got a little squad.
What kind of rips out here, right? So that was a really cool deal, man. But this week we're going to Athens, Georgia, and I haven't been to Athens. I heard
is Pup going to be there?
I fucking hope
we're a couple of groupies.
Yeah,
we're gonna start following Pup around, man.
Yeah.
Athens though is, look, it is gonna be a time. Could be one of our
Have you
best.
been?
Yeah, I've been to Athens, and there's like 50 bars in like a mile and a half maybe on campus. It's a great atmosphere. The hedges at Georgia, their stadium. I'm excited. Athens is a cool.
I hear
town.
nothing but.
We should make a later dish and see if Ben Jones wants to go with us.
Yeah,
we should, right?
Yeah, that's a
I'll
good
text him
move.
right after the show.
He'd be a great tour guide.
He would.
Yeah.
Everywhere we need to go.
He'd be the
avoid the spots we don't.
right, and then just have a good spot during the game.
Hell yeah.
I do hear Athens is fucking 10 out of 10. I can't wait.
Probably one of the top 5, maybe top 3 college towns in the U.S. Maybe number 1. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're listening right now or watching right now, and you got some of the boys or plugs in Georgia, let them know that boys are coming.
Yeah. Drop the address.
Yeah, tell us where we need to go. Fucking blow us up. Blow Jack's DMs up on the Bussin with the Boys account.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
And his own personal account, Jack McPherson. Just blow him up. What should we get into now? Should we get a little nasty with some should we get in the trenches? No, not really. I knew when I said that, I was like, fuck, it might just be like a nasty sucking dick type hypothetical. You actually have a good one?
We have like 70 ads this week, though. Should we just rock one more real quick?
Twisted Tea, yeah, by the Twisted Kings themselves.
Yeah, we can go back to back, but yeah, absolutely. Let's do it, dude. Let's rip this Boston Beer Company ad. All right, boys and girls, the Twisted Question brought to you by Twisted Tea, the smoothest hard iced tea out there. Perfect for pool parties, college game days. Keep it twisted with Twisted Tea.
Perfect for after losses.
Perfect for after losses, dude.
Perfect in the rain.
I was gonna say, dude, being at that bar in South Carolina, watching your best friend really take those. Be in that situation, having Twisted Tea to back you up was amazing, dude. Grab yourself a refreshing Twisted Tea today. What do we got? Who's reading this question out?
Big brain Mitch.
Is he?
King.
But also, before you even give the question out, Mitch, you're the commercial guy. You're the Twisted Question of the Week guy. Like you're really becoming the face of things.
I'm slowly but surely making my way.
Definitely the head.
Hopefully he can just make it to one of these, travel locations.
Yeah, I mean, you get paid really well. If you want to go and buy the ticket, you're more than welcome to, brother.
I was going to ask if we were going to do a shout out, no free shout out, because my shout out was going to be to you guys for hiring me a year ago last week. So that was going to be my shout out. Just a little plug or whatever, but
muster up a tear.
Maybe later. Twisted question of the week. Would you rather be reincarnated as a sea creature or reincarnated as an airborne creature?
Are we prey or are we predator?
What creature do you want to be?
Oh, we can pick whatever we want. Sea or
Oh,
land.
whatever we would.
Guy. Airborne.
It's just one or the other, airborne or sea.
Airborne or sea.
I like Pick an animal.
Airborne.
Pick an animal.
An eagle. A bald eagle.
I'm gonna say C.
Really? Yeah, that's kind of scary to me.
Orca whale. I'm fucking shit up out there too. Like people are gonna know, like, oh, that's that one. That's Willie. That's fucking Willie out there.
That's Free Willy.
Yeah, that's fucking Free Willie out there.
That's
Maybe
a good
fuck
one.
up some boats, but the boats that you should fuck up.
Yeah, the ones that
You know
are
what I mean?
illegal.
The ones that deserve
Yeah,
it.
the illegal ones. I'm going after them.
Yeah, the reason why I stayed away from the water is because can't really see very far in front of you. And we only know like 5% of the sea. We know more about space than we do about the sea. There's a lot of scary stuff in there. And I just don't know if I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
you
little
can
nervous.
be part of like the kings of the ocean.
Yeah, the
Where
orcas.
you're speaking your own language in your own pods. They're only like 20 to 30 deep. But there's also other languages
That's what they do, dude.
around the ocean by some other pods. There's like different races and ethnicities in the orca world.
That's true.
Yeah, they have like, they got their own little,
There's different races and ethnicities.
Pods.
you know what I mean? Like they have
They have
different
different
tribes.
cliques. They have
Different
different
tribes,
cliques.
bro.
They're called
That
pods.
sound a little different.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. I'm telling you, look it up.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
called
but nobody's
pods.
operating like the orca whale.
No,
Well, maybe the
yeah,
dolphin.
that's-
That's
no, 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 no.
Or like,
The orca whale is like a top 5 smartest animal in the
Yeah.
oh,
world.
for sure. But like, if you think about like land animals, wolves run in packs like that.
But
They're
you
not
said
as
you
smart.
said air or sea.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I feel you. But the dominance of an orca whale. Yeah, you're not getting fucked with. Like a pack of lions and tigers could take out some a pack of wolves.
Yeah.
Which is painful for me to say, but I'm saying like,
And also, like
a
not
pod
in
of
the same
orcas?
hemisphere.
yeah,
It's obviously, I don't think wolves and lions and tigers are in the same realm. Unless
Siberia.
like Pangea never happened.
but I'm
Then
just
they're in the
saying
same
if
realm.
an orca pod
Siberia.
rolls up on any other group of fucking animals in
No,
the sea,
orcas are winning.
they're winning.
But
Yeah,
that also goes into what I was saying before of like only knowing 5% of the sea. Like orcas, they probably know there's some spots, some hoods they don't want to roll up in because they know
they're smart
there's
enough
a
to
couple
know.
of giant ass squids that could fuck them up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a
Orcas
good
are
point.
the apex predators of the ocean.
That
Yes,
we
sir.
know of.
Well,
That
yeah.
we know. But low key, there's probably a few orca pods out there going, yeah, we go south at this time of year, we go north at this time of year, but we never go west at this time of year because them squids, we'll just keep using squids. Them squids roll deep over there,
Yeah.
and we don't want to fuck with them.
But the megalodon.
The megalodon, who they're saying is kind of real right now. It's
But
kind
a
of bad.
pod of orcas is taking down a fucking megalodon.
I agree with that. I
If
agree
I'm
with
an
that.
orca anyway, like I'm rallying the boys.
No, yeah, you're around the boys. You're a glue guy orca. You're a glue guy orca, dude.
collar
You're
orca.
getting the orcas in there, like boys. We can take.
I'm a
them.
glue
There's
whale,
gonna be a couple
dude.
of guys that are kind of nervous about taking down the megalodon, but you're gonna be the one to tip them over the edge. I get it. I loved everything you said. Like when you were talking, I'm like, damn, yeah, orcas are sick. They're probably my favorite sea creature. But
But if you're an eagle, you're flying around. Number one, you're in danger. You're an endangered species.
yeah, I guess
You're
I
protected, but
I
you're
could
just kind of
easily- I could
flying
easily-
around on your
I
own.
could easily switch over to orca right now.
Yeah.
But because of that 5%, I don't know what orcas know. You know? I don't know what they know.
I'm rolling deep
So
with the
feeling
orcas,
like-
boy.
And I feel like they only mess up in the north. You never really see an orca down near the equator. Like, what's over in the equator that they don't want to be around?
Yeah,
See,
they just.
I don't like being cold.
Yeah, but you're built for the ocean. Like we're orcas.
I know. I'm just going off my own preference,
Cold in
dude.
the air too.
And I also like the sky, dude. You guys know what I love about aviation. I love aviation. And if I'm an eagle, dude, I can just perch up in a tree and see something from miles and miles away. It'd be nice to have nice eyes and go over and swipe up a fish out of nowhere, dude. And then have some fishermen, maybe in the Northwest. Maybe I'm visiting my orca friend Willie, and I'm up in the Northwest, and a couple of fishermen want to throw some things at me. I do a couple of aerobatic tricks, and I'm enjoying myself, dude.
If you are an eagle, you are like the nation's animal too. Like all of America just
Rooting
loves,
for you, yeah.
Rooting for you always. Like, look how majestic he is. So I'm just like kind of flying over the side.
Imagine
dude.
just like
And have you ever seen an eagle really flap their wings? No, they're always
soaring.
soaring. Yes.
But imagine like teaching your offspring, teaching your seed, like, hey, we're rolling up on this sea lion farm and we're gonna fuck these boys up. You see that boy sitting on the glacier right
Yeah.
now? Like he thinks he's safe. He's not.
Dude, when I was in Canada, I was off Victoria, and we went on this we went on a whale watching excursion for 4 hours, and we saw whales like in the water, and then we cruised up on these like rocks of like sea lions and seals, and them fat little bastards were just kind of sitting there like I could see how it'd be fun to fuck with them. You know, like
Yeah.
as an orca to pick on them.
Yeah.
Because you're smarter and more talented. They're so fast too.
Imagine picking like an airborne animal and you show up as a turkey.
Turkeys
Like,
can't
goddamn.
fly.
They can for like a split second.
Yeah, they can get up in trees. They sleep in trees.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Like,
they're not like getting nowhere.
you just draw out of a hat like turkey
Yeah.
happens to be in there just because they're like a bird.
And you don't get
And
to
then
see
get off
it.
the ground for a
You just
second.
grab the thing and then you like turn into it and you're like,
Yeah. You're like, when the fuck am I a turkey? Just getting fucking hunted.
yeah. I guess if you couldn't
Like,
get
look at this. Imagine
Yeah,
just
they're
being an orca swimming with
majestic
boats.
creatures, dude. Majestic creatures. And they got a bad rap. Like, yeah, they're taking out boats that are bad. Like, shout out that one mama orca that know
Root
that
for
stuff.
'em.
Yeah. But they get a bad rap because of Tillicum and all that. But they're just being trapped in their little home. They're confined in a big pool. Orcas can't be in that. They got to travel, brother. They got to keep moving around because there's never been a confirmed kill by an orca to another human being ever. Insane.
How fast it
Look at this guy.
just effortless.
That's Will posting up, seeing if that boat's good.
That's me making sure that record button's on. Then you just start messing with the camera.
Doing some cool stuff. Winner of this episode to bring you Lightbox Jewelry, the gift that's changing the game. Level up your gift giving with Lightbox lab-grown diamonds. You can buy set jewelry from lightboxjewelry.com, or you can buy a loose lab-grown diamond ready for your giftee to set how they like or create a piece together.
And not only stones that you'll love, but pricing that you'll actually understand. They're stunning loose stones with transparent pricing and fantastic value for the quality of the stone. Lightbox has leveled up lab-grown diamonds, combining innovation with lab-grown diamond quality that has to be seen to be believed.
Lightbox lab-grown diamonds all meet the same stunning standards, so they have the same transparent pricing. Simple as that.
They've changed the game. What you see is what you get, and what you get is ready to take to a jeweler for a stunning custom piece, like a necklace, pair of earrings, or a ring.
Score major points with the perfect gift. Imagine giving your loved one a stunning stone and then the freedom to set how they want it. You can let their creativity for specific tastes shine. Wow.
Their easy approach to buying stones means you can shop for great value, great quality, and have it express shipped, ready to take to a jeweler. Take 10% off when you shop now at lightboxjewelry.com using code THEBOYSPOD10. That's THEBOYSPOD10 for 10% off when shopping at lightboxjewelry.com. Bussin' with the boys.
Back to this episode. If you didn't get to choose what animal you would be, would you go land or sea? Would that change at all?
If you didn't get to choose,
Yeah.
Land, sea, or air.
I think I'm going. Oh, I thought it was just air or sea.
The question.
We're now changing the question.
Yeah, now we're just changing it. But
Air-
the original was sea or air.
Okay, if you didn't know and it was like blind draw of a hat, I would go air because it's like, I mean, even if I'm a pigeon, like I'm fucking at least eating bread, out in New York or something like that.
Yeah, but then
Like,
you
trying to live safe.
You get that one punk kid that puts some Alka-Seltzer on the ground, then your stomach explodes, or rice.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is like, I just at least I can fly around and just try and be as safe as possible.
What if you get penguin?
That's all I'm saying. No, but they'd be sea, right? Penguin?
No, penguins. I guess they would be land. They can't swing. They can't swing. They can't fly. Their wings. Their wings are they can't surf.
They're out there around
Their
the
wings
water. Right?
are hard. They're not hollow. That's how they fight like that.
If you're just like a little guppy or something, like some little small fish or like a little baby sea turtle, like it's over. It's over.
Like sea turtles. You ever seen when sea turtles hatch?
Yeah.
They just
They're
kinda
fighting for
it's
their
a
life to
frantic
get to their
dash to the water, and seagulls just come and pluck their asses off.
I know, bro.
That's
why I wouldn't just do that.
There's really no good answer as far as like the bad. You just got to think like, how do you want to die?
Too many bad options for sea than there are airborne. 'Cause at least you're flying.
Yeah, I think airborne's a move too, because if like an eagle gets you, whatever, it seems like it's gonna be a swift kill. Like maybe you come back as a quail, dude, and you get shot, and you're just dead.
That would
But, like
suck.
if you're a land animal, let's say like you're prey in Africa, a bunch of hyenas catch you, start eating you from the asshole in. It's like, what a horrible way to go. That's how they start. That's how they start. They start at the asshole.
Are you guys going airborne or sea if you get to choose the animal?
Sea, orca, 100%.
Orca
You could see the
game,
hype in Jack when he.
I think I'm going with Taylor Airborne.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
brother.
probably picking either an eagle or a peregrine falcon because they
Yeah, the
fly
Falcon.
200 miles an hour.
200 miles an hour.
Legitimately like 180.
Yeah, I seen a video of one of those falcons, like a bird's flying, and all of a sudden it's like a dash, like a little dash. And you're like, what was that? And then you see the bird's like obviously dead, and then the eagle comes back down and like catches the bird out of the air.
Fastest animal on earth.
The
Look at
Falcon
this
comes around and,
motherfucker, dude.
and snipes it out of the air.
Also, hey, I'm coming back as this too. I'm changing my thing.
I mean, yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, I don't know why you would show the fastest bird of all time in slow mo. Like, I need to see. Look at that.
240
Yeah.
miles an hour. I mean, that would be badass.
Then it would be the girl to hold that bird, right?
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about too. Look at this.
Ooh.
You don't even see it.
Don't even see it. And then wait. Watch where it lands.
It doesn't.
Watch where it lands. Hold on.
Oh,
Just letting them
fuck,
die,
bro.
Isn't that crazy? Watch.
Just a duck. Yeah.
Out there, twitchy.
Would it
None
take
of
its
his
head off?
none of his boys even see it.
Did it take its head off?
Yeah. Look at him.
It's a prey.
Yo, it fucking took its head off.
Yeah. That's how quick they are. Find the one where they swoop and they grab the bird out of the air.
That's insane. No, orca. Orca would be so fun, bro.
Orca would be tight. It's a
Like,
great
I would
answer.
get humans to like want to jump in with me, but yeah, I'm not gonna mess with you.
Yeah, but how do you get him?
By just like being nice, like doing stuff, and then I'll probably go flip her up and do this. Look, Mitch, I'll flip her up and just tell him to come in.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come on. And then there is gonna be that one lady. It's like, I think he's saying to go in.
yeah.
And everyone thinks she's crazy when she goes in. Then all of a sudden you're on top of the orca. She's on top of you riding around. And you're just
Yeah.
kind of like, let her do her
Even if
thing.
they're in, I would try to come up and show them, like, you know, pick them up out of the air, like, and let them ride me.
Yeah, but you don't want to be too aggressive because as an orca, like you're one little like swift movement from scaring away a human forever. Because you
sure.
can take a video out of context all day. Look at this. I don't even know if this is the video.
What would happen is there'd be some dumb dog that's like trying to bark and get in the action, and everybody's yelling like, "For the love of God, get away!" And then I'll just be sweet to the dog and be like, "Oh, it's a nice orca."
So I think the dog would probably fight you.
No
100%.
presence of an orca.
Like,
Dude,
you don't
dogs
think-
be dumb as hell.
I mean,
It'll probably be a gold retriever. Like those things are smart. They're gonna know like, yo, this thing would fuck me up if it wanted to.
I don't think golden retrievers are known for being smart. I think it's quite the opposite, actually.
well, why do you
Golden
think everybody
retriever.
calls you a golden retriever?
Golden retrievers are known for being like
say that because I'm
coachable,
a
dumb
friend,
animals.
like I'm buddy. That's not because I'm dumb.
Yeah, but I like if you're
right, guys.
if you're able to be an orca and communicate with humans and have fun, and I love this little gesture you did. It's hard to say no to being a fun orca.
Yeah.
Life of the party orca.
Yeah. And then like fucking up the illegal boats and stuff. They're gonna be like, there's that goddamn orca.
Yeah, there's Willie.
Yeah,
dude.
there's Willie. Like he's a cool ass orca.
Would you want like
Orcas are
a?
just doing everything we need. You start getting paid by like border patrol and
They're gonna
like
track me over the course of 3 years and be like, here's where he's gonna be. Let's go try to see him. And there's
Yeah.
gonna be like parties.
You
right.
want like a cool scar to like, that one's
Yeah. Well, you gotta earn it. Yeah, you gotta earn
your
it.
stripes.
You gotta earn
You,
that
you find like
reputation.
some cool small rock that you kind of just post up on, easy for you to get on and off on. You kind of lay on your side.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, he just comes and chills here until he wants to go fuck up more boats.
Yeah.
Like,
And that scar, I'm gonna be known for taking down fucking megalodon.
you think so?
Yeah.
How are you gonna get human beings to paint that picture for you? Because everything you're doing sounds great, but you're also assuming you're gonna be able to get the news to.
Right, you got to be
Buy
like
that
right,
narrative.
right place, right time. Like hopefully, megalodon's fucking up somewhere close to shore to where it can be maybe seen.
No one's seen a megalodon ever.
But that's the tactics. You got to lure them in. You got to lure them in.
Oh, so yeah, and that goes back to you being an orca and knowing where they're hanging out
Right,
at.
right,
if they
right.
are even real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goddamn,
Yeah,
there's
what-
that goddamn whale
you
again
gotta
that I
have,
was
like-
swimming with last summer. I tried telling you guys. He's cool.
Hopefully you had like a signature move, like a signature like gash on the side. It's always the right side behind the third
It's gotta
rib.
be something.
Yeah, it's got to be something.
But I'll have some signature trick too. Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
Jumping out of the water or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would be sick. It's kind of cool. A lot more fun things you can do with your idea. Mine, you just be like flying around fast as shit. Like, what the fuck was that? I don't know. They just go back to watching you.
Yeah. But we'd be like the duo.
Like,
We'd make a movie like Fox and the Hound or something.
Yeah.
Orc and the Eagle.
I was like, sit on you.
Oh yeah, the Falcon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess I'd.
You're watching over just in case there's somebody trying to actually take me out at some of these parties.
Yeah, one of the harpoon guys. He's like holding it up. They got you pinned, and all of a sudden, ding, take his head out.
Fucking head out.
That'd be sick. Also, I'm in my neck like that. My neck is so tight. Does your neck feel tight?
Not really. I don't suck dick. Tight neck from sucking dick. I see.
Yeah. You know what, dude? An Ultimate Pro Football GM. Prove your skill in managing your pro football team. The game has a realistic feel, draft, trade, and manage every strategic decision. The game is fun, addicting, and easy to learn. It's a mobile game that is completely free, no ads, and it's playable offline. To download the game, go to Bussin GM. To download the game, go to bussingm.com. That's bussingm.com. Or look up Ultimate Pro Football GM on the App Store. Use code Bussin, that's all caps BUSSIM, in the game store for a 100% free boost to your franchise. Back to Will talking about me sucking dick. Dude. We were just a team being an eagle and an orca.
I know, but it's
That'd
like
be sick.
anytime somebody talks about a stiff neck, it's just
You got that stiff neck.
I go.
That's how far I can move my neck this way. What was that, man? Man.
What'd I say?
Talking about Willie Gay. Got that thick ass game.
I would like to maybe have I would like to make an appearance on Bet the Bus sometime this year.
I think it'd be fun. I
would love that. I see the energy that the boys have, and it fires me up. I would like to be a part of it.
It's a good time. We have a good little time.
Love that.
We just gotta win some games. You know what I mean? We're 5-5 right now. We gotta win some games.
Yeah, but that's what they say in the gambling space, dude. If you're 500, you're solid.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like it's like we gotta prepare. Once you start getting a couple weeks in, now we should start to feel the flow. You should start seeing a lot of W's coming out of that. Which I think
can you give me a teaser?
I don't know what the lines are for.
I gotta do.
You know what I mean?
Do
It's
my,
Monday right now. It's kind of tough.
My studying tomorrow morning for it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know who's playing right now. Like right now, my brain is fresh off all the NFL stuff.
Yeah, and that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to consume as much football as possible. It was a good day yesterday.
It was a good day for consuming ball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
'Cause it's back, man. Like, I'm curious to see how some teams are going to try and GBOT this week.
Yeah.
Who's your GBOT team this week? Who do you like to get back on track after?
Probably the Steelers.
Steelers, you see them winning? Who are they playing?
I don't know who they're playing or not. Steelers or Bengals. I don't want to give any of my picks away because people can tune in the S&P 500 for that. I will say the Steelers.
But without making actual picks, like just win the football game.
Oh, I literally said Steelers and I could see the Steelers playing the Browns well this week. I could see the Browns having a hangover after a big win against Joe Brr in week 1. The Browns haven't won in week 1 since like 2007. That's how long it's literally been. It was before Joe Thomas even played for the Browns. You see his little clip?
Mm-mm.
He's like, he like poured himself a beer and like drank all of it, shotgun the whole thing or whatever. But I could see the Steelers coming. Obviously, I think the Bengals are going to win this week. I think that's going to be a lock. Who are the Bengals playing? Let me see that real quick.
Ravens.
Maybe not.
Divisional matchup. So I'm saying, who do you think lost?
Divisional matchups in a row? Man, who's making the schedule out here?
Who lost last week that could come back?
Yeah, Ravens did. No, I think the Chiefs are going to lose. But I don't, like I said, here I am doing the thing where I said I'm not going to do. S&P 500. Without looking at anything right now, I could see the Bengals beating the Ravens.
GBOT, maybe New York Giants at Arizona.
Oh, that is a great one.
I think that
we need to add that. We need to add that segment to Bussin or to S&P.
What segment?
GBOT.
Could do it on Bussin.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I probably
we could on but I'm saying we talk about so much football, like there's no doubt we could find a flow that gives us a little bit more of a regimen. Because we spent the first 20 minutes literally just talking about the Titans game.
Yeah.
versus like covering everything, which I understandably.
Yeah, we need
Like,
we
I'm
need
sure
to
we could
we need to
find
drop
some-
that down to 10 minutes, and then we need to cover more games.
Mhm.
Here, just our reaction on shit,
Yeah, yeah.
and then go to S&Ps where picks happen and stuff like that, because you wanna keep those two separate.
Yeah. Because that GBOT, like the Giants one, could easily be the underdog pick of the week type of thing for one of us.
Yeah, but what if they're not underdogs versus the?
They are. It's Cardinals -4.5 because it's at AZ. Arizona did not look bad against.
They didn't look bad. They didn't look bad. But I don't like week one, dude. Week one. Maybe the Commanders just played a little sloppier. They weren't just on top of it, which they did have sloppy ball. So it is one of those things where it's really about this week. It's a big deep dive for Chet, Gecko,
It is a
and
big
the
deep dive.
Mule.
I would say it's some might call it a gotta have it, must win for the Chiefs,
Oh yeah.
or
I
their
agree.
season might be over.
No. I think there was a couple years ago that the Chiefs started bad. Like Mahomes had a whole bunch of picks. Like week 7, they were like, "Are they going to make the playoffs?"
I think they started 1-3 and were like 500 by like.
It was that year that I was
6 or
talking about
7.
against y'all where he was like,
And
yeah,
then they-
hot dog and caught up to him.
Then they went to the Super Bowl and won.
Yeah, they won the Super Bowl that year.
But they make a couple of them catches. It's they're
like
winning the
Kadarius-
game.
we talked about this a little bit on the Pro Football show, but Kadarius Toney, dog, that was really bad, really, really bad. But it is one of those deals. He'll come back. He'll be fine. Tony, you don't think so?
He's just always been hurt for however. I mean, he may have not liked playing at the Giants, and maybe he was kind of like doing his own thing. But like, he's an explosive dude when you get the ball in his hands. It's just whether or not you can get it in his hands. But week one, like you said, week one, a lot like Mahomes didn't have Kelsey, didn't really have like that security blanket. I'm not worried about it. I think everybody will find their step. And like they have like 7 wide receivers, so they need to figure out their core wide receivers that they'll put out there on a daily basis. But I think
Also, if you're the Chiefs, your team's good enough where you can maybe take that first round pick, trade it to a team, and get you a good solid wide receiver before that week 8 or 9 deadline.
they have some good young guys. So
Yeah, but you trying to three-peat. They won 2 in a row. Or they won 1. No, they've won 3. That's my bad. But yeah, they're trying to become that Patriots, the 01 to 19 Patriots. And so, if you want to do that, you need to have some ball players. They don't need first round picks right now. They're a team that can kind of live through free agency. They're gonna have the Chiefs.
I don't want to turn into the Rams though.
But I don't think you are, because it's that franchise has money where they can do a lot of movement with contracts and stuff like that. Patrick Mahomes, it's a $500 million contract, but the way it's moved, it's also a team friendly deal. And a lot of time when you run into issues, it's usually because you're paying your quarterback so much money, you can't disperse a lot of that money throughout the rest of the team. But and people are, if the Chiefs are good again this year, it's going to become this. People want to play. If you're going to get these older wide receivers that are studs and still have like 1 or 2 years left, that are willing to take a discount to go play with Patrick Mahomes and become like win a ring, just like they did with Brady.
They got to play. They still have to pay Kelsey. They still have to pay Chris Jones, which he's willing to hold out till week 8. And they're going to have to pay Creed Humphrey at some point. Like, they have some people coming down the line that they're going to have to break off. I just hope they're able to keep everybody else.
Yeah, that's to say if they pay them all too. That's a conversation for a different day.
Good to go.
Yeah, I think we're solid. I think that was awesome.
But I'm saying like we're good to roll. We're good to close it out. Big hugs, tiny kisses, comment, subscribe, follow the boys. We got a lot of shit that's been coming out.
A lot of
our
content.
our weekend vlogs come out. You got Bussin with the boys that you're watching right now. S&P 500 on Thursdays. Bet the Bus on Wednesdays. Boys traveling on weekends. Like, follow along.
You come up with a punishment yet for fantasy football?
We haven't.
Put something in the comments.
Looks like I'm about to take the highest score though this week.
Yeah, it seems like that.
A lot of people are talking shit about my draft. It's just nice
I
to be. It's true, not me though. It's nice to do that in week 1 though. A lot of the haters put them in their place a little bit.
Love you.
But yeah, love you. Big hugs, tiny kisses. And also, dude, don't sleep on that merch. We got that new fall merch that's out now. Go ahead and snipe you up a couple of them, boys, because it's solid stuff. And also in our comments, leave comments of what merch we should make for other teams as well. Because the more you guys say it, the more we see it. That's when it's gonna happen. Anything else? Big hugs, tiny kisses, boys. Have a day.